All right. Welcome, everybody, back to Whispers in the Woods. On our last session, the party had been making their way down into Myrmeld Sanctum, an old, abandoned altar and temple to the god of nature, Athar. And they did so because they were attempting to track down some assassins who'd placed a hit on them. And they're not entirely sure why, they just know that it may be related to these strange sigils they have on the back of their hands. So they tracked the assassins through the swamp, and eventually that led them here. It seems like the assassins have been using this as a bit of a hideout now that the altar was abandoned. So after proceeding inside, they went through a kennel of sorts with some ravenous-looking creatures that they managed to trick using food and lock up in their pen again. Then proceeded through, after a bit of a detour to get some lockpicks to unlock said door. They passed through the door to find themselves in a much more open room with quite a few assassins in it. And after a plan to trick the assassins into thinking that they were the boss of the assassins using an illusion spell, which worked for a short time and then was foiled by one of the spellcaster assassins, which resulted in a fight, which our party came out on top, though it was a little bit close here and there, with one of the assassins running off down the tunnel to try and release the animals that they had penned up. And he successfully did so. But before the animals could pounce, they managed to shut the door that they'd unlocked and relock it behind them, leaving the animals on the other side. So now with a locked door with some snarling beasts behind it on one side, and really only one choice but to head further into Myrmeld Sanctum, we return to the party as they were just standing on the other side of this door, having just locked it. And last session they had made the decision that they wanted to head back down the tunnel, which is a little self-explanatory. And you guys said that you wanted to go and do some looting of the assassins that you had killed. Just to remind you.
Oh, you don't have to remind me about looting.
Yeah, me neither.
I figured I didn't, but it was written down on my notes, so. All right. Well then, without further ado, you leave the snarling beasts beyond the door behind and make your way back down the long, earthy tunnel to the large barracks room where you had left quite a few corpses. Let me just reorganize that room. There's a there you are.
What if I wanted to beam a little bit longer?
All right. So you arrive back in the more open cavern with the large sort of wooden raised structure in it, where you left all the corpses of the assassins you'd fought. What would you like to do?
Yeah, alright, we should gather up anything useful here.
Wonder what that spellcaster had.
I'm looting this one.
I'm gonna loot this guy.
Loots. This person I don't like that much.
All right. So we can just do all the bandits if you want, and I'll just go through it all. We don't need to do it one by one.
Yeah, that would be convenient.
All right. So between the bandits, you find a crossbow. The other one that had a crossbow left, so you don't get that one. So one crossbow. And between all of them, 34 gold pieces, as well as short swords on the melee fighters. And this one. And then this one, the druid, has an old, kind of gnarled looking druidic focus.
How many short swords? Is that
Three
three or
between
four?
all of them, yeah.
You said 34 gold between us?
34 gold total between all of the bandits.
All right, that would be 8 gold and 5 silver for each of us.
Excellent.
Because math is the hardest part of this whole game.
All right.
I'm actually really impressed you got that done so fast.
That means that everybody's going to turn to you now for the math.
Exactly
know.
what that means.
Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just a wizard.
Closing out of my calculator app.
It's it's actually good RP to look to the wizard for math.
I'm gonna pick up the dagger that I threw earlier as well.
I was really hoping for some hand axes.
Anyone want this crossbow?
I like my hits better than crossbow.
So that is what is on the
Yeah,
bodies.
very good.
I can hold the
I have my
crossbow for
sling.
now.
Right. Hang on.
What? You see what we're running by? Hold on.
I'm gonna go back
Right?
and loot
Step on my
this.
Okay.
I'm going through these.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I just walked by and I was like, hold on.
Yeah, I heard you when you said you looted everything that's on the bodies. I listen sometimes.
Okay, good. You guys picked up on that little hint.
We would have just left everything.
All right. The closet that you open, Wits, has mostly just kind of ragged and musty looking clothing. It seems like it hasn't been cleaned in a while. But as you kind of push through some of the clothing, you see a small box in the far right corner of the closet. Just made of wood.
Secret goodies.
How big is it?
Big enough that you could just hold it in one hand. Just a small little box.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just open it then.
All right. As you kind of pick it up and look at it, you can see actually that it has something painted on it. It has text that just says Red Clot painted on the top of it.
What does it say again?
Red Clot.
Red cloud. Okay.
And if you wish to still open it, you can.
Yes.
There's no lock on it. It's just sort of like a little latch to keep it closed. But as you open it, there's this clump, a little pile of this like rust red moss inside of it.
He's gonna put that in the box, and then once you finish looting everything, he's gonna bring it to Sibyl later.
All right. That seems to be about it. Other than that, there's just sort of a bunch of hanging, old and worn-looking clothing. Martos, are you looking through that area there?
Yeah. Yep. This one first.
All right. The closet that you're looking through, Martos, between sort of all those closets there, it seems to hold personal belongings. Now, it's a little hard to tell if they belonged to these bandits or if they were stolen by them, but they're definitely sort of a random assortment of personal belongings. So amongst the items, there is a deck of playing cards, 2 crossbow bolts and 1 broken crossbow bolt, a leather-wrapped whiskey flask with a little bit remaining if you shake it, and last but not least, a small pair of golden earrings.
I will take the earrings and the playing card set.
Damn, she always picks the good things to loot.
What up, guys? Listen, I left the alcohol for somebody. Wink.
Just to make sure, when we check these bodies, do we also find the Silent Song emblems or symbols on them?
You do.
Okay, good.
They look sort of cheaply made, just sort of made of a cheap-looking iron. They're definitely not like the fanciest symbols you've ever seen.
Gotcha. Just had to be sure.
Is this a loot right here?
It is.
Can I have it?
It's all yours. It's just sitting on the table.
Alright, it is mine now.
Evidently belonged to one of the bandits or was stolen by them. But yeah, just a musical instrument.
It's mine now.
Loot for the loot.
Loot.
Do I gotta look through these too, or was that just like everything? Just all personal stuff?
I summarized the all three of those for you, Martos.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm also putting my earrings on.
All right.
Yeah, that'll match good with the skull.
I think
Actually,
Nice.
imagine that probably does look pretty cool.
I have to go get it. Remember, I took it off.
Oh, yeah, it's just safe in the hallway. Right there.
Oh, goodness. How
Sprint.
gets.
Honestly, I was half expecting Mars to just jump off this platform to go run back and get it.
I am a safe order.
And take fall damage, just trying to go get it back quickly.
We're all about safety.
Martos, did you leave the flasks behind in the
I did, yeah.
Closet.
I'm good. I'm not alcoholic.
Well,
Hello.
Luke
Okay.
doesn't know it's
How are
there, so.
because Witz doesn't know it's there.
Oh, well, I'm just gonna let it be known that it's not
Oh.
there then. That does not exist for you, Wits. I care about your well-being.
You don't know how bad I want to metagame right now. You really don't.
Smashing this pot.
This is not Zelda. What?
Just who knows? Who knows?
You never know.
A loud metallic clang rings out as Martos strikes a iron cauldron with her axe.
What are you doing?
Honestly, I thought it was pottery. I thought it'd be a cool sound. Instead, my hand's got a little bit of a vibration in it now.
Matos, take out your stress on any assassins we find. You need not destroy the pottery.
I got this one. Hit this one too.
That is also a cauldron.
Same thing. All right. Yep. Vibrating hands. It's a good feeling.
Oh yeah, Seville.
Yeah?
Oh, in that cabinet over there, I found a little box that had some moss in it, and I know you're well versed more in that stuff than I am, so I figured you could have a look.
Is that good? That was
Oh.
terrible! I did such bad rolls! Oh. Okay, I probably have no idea what it is, don't I?
Not quite sure what it is now.
Great, I
Cool
love
moss.
that.
Well, here, you can hold on to it in case you figure it out.
Okay. I will add ominous red mystery moss to my equipment. Thank you.
So as you descend the stairs, it kind of looks like almost like an eating area. There's a table set up with some chairs around it and some old sacks of what looks to be food, as well as a hammock strung up in the corner.
With
You
an
gonna hit it with
axe.
your axe?
Yeah. I'm gonna smack it. I'm like, no. I axe it.
Just sort of a varied assortment of sort of dried foods, some flour and cornmeal and such.
Flour, you say? I will put that in my pocket.
How much of it?
Like a handful.
Just in your pocket?
a loose handful in your pocket.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
You never know when you need
Yeah,
it.
no, you can totally do that. I just wanted to be specific about it.
I don't know
Oh
how
my
many
God.
uses we could get for flour, but do you know you can create an explosion if you throw flour airborne and light a match?
I did know that.
I was just thinking about like pocket flour, but pocket explosion sounds nice too.
Just no use of it. Just hey, look, I have flour in my pocket.
Get my flower.
Not sure how much you can do with that.
You know
but-
what? Hold on. Let me get a
Sure.
second handful. I want both pockets to be filled with some flowers.
Okay.
Okay, let me get this straight. Next time someone talks to Mardos, they're just gonna see this tall half orc with an undead ram skull on her head, gold earrings, and just flour pouring out of her pockets.
Yeah, there's no way in hell that Martos doesn't have like patches of flour on her clothing right now from scooping all that out.
I'm
She looks like she
amazing.
was just baking bread. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, if we're all done here, we can see what's in this mystery room.
Yeah,
Find
I definitely
out.
want to peer down the hallway.
It's
Moonwalk into
a
this hallway.
long hallway.
Oh, great, never
more
long hallway.
walking.
Oh yeah, another long hallway.
Oh, did anyone take that crossbow? Because I'll just throw it in my inventory if no one
I
did.
think Draven did.
Okay.
I did, but you should hold on to it because I'm overweight now.
Oh, okay.
There's also a flask if you want it.
Did you say that in character?
Yeah. It's in the little trunk, like right at the end. You'll find it. I can have my pocket flower. He can have his whiskey flask.
He does not say anything in response. He just starts heading over there.
All right.
Is that a bad choice? That was a bad choice. He's gonna become an alcoholic. He's already an alcoholic.
Become-
Are we already at that?
Right.
I think we're already there.
Whenever he grabs it, he takes a sip of it.
Yeah, it's a small metal flask that's kind of wrapped in leather around the middle of it. And as you pick it up, there's like kind of a small little swig left. You estimate
It's just a
as you
regular
shake it.
flask, right?
Yeah, you don't really sense anything weird about it. And you take a swig from it. Are you trying to drink all that remains? Because there's only about a mouthful left.
Yeah, go
Answer
ahead.
is yes. Yep.
It seems to be just whiskey.
Roll a con save. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well, good.
With wits rejoining you, you kind of make your way a little bit down the hall ahead of you. And as you do, you see that it splits off. The path
Great.
continues further ahead, but it also veers off to your left.
I'm guessing that path goes down to the whatever thing was on the
The
bottom
mushroom.
path earlier.
The mushroom path. This is the connection.
Yep. You think we could have gotten here without a lockpick the entire time by taking that?
I'm thinking so. Yeah. I don't
know,
want to.
I prefer not
So,
to
yeah.
think of such things.
I've already thought about it. And the answer is yes.
Those with dark vision,
Yeah, I know.
as you look down this hall, you can actually see something. You can see that it opens up into what appears to be a larger room, and then beyond that, just kind of like dimly outlined, just at the farthest reaches of your vision, you can see some sort of like large mass, and it seems to be sort of like plant life, just some sort of large clump of plants in the distance.
It appears to be a large clump of plants in the distance. Do we want to investigate or continue onward?
What
This
plans?
place was a shrine, so I wouldn't be
Oh.
surprised if it's just
Or it's
shrine
some
related
type
to that.
Yeah, probably like some altar type shit.
I don't see any plants. What are you talking about?
Because you blind as shit.
Yeah, human vision.
Couldn't be me. Which way are we going?
If I think about it, I couldn't repeat that if I had dark vision. All right, well, y'all lead the way.
Wait, so which way are we going?
I'm asking. Do you want to check out the plants? I'm always
I can
down to check out the
describe
plants.
both of the directions for you if you want.
Yes.
From what you gather, the torches continue down this way, but it is a far longer hall that you can't see the end of. Whereas this one, it seems that whatever lies in wait there is a lot closer.
Well, this screams the end to me. I think we should go this way.
Might as well.
Okay, we have to. Well,
Quite.
we have to come back.
Very well.
You know, go this way. Let's do it.
All right. One sec.
swear every time I see this mushroom right here, because it's the second time I see it, I just think of it being a sign saying Jellycap Lord this way.
That's exactly what I think. I think it's Jellycap telling us which way to go.
He is our guide.
Or spirit animal.
All right. You make your way down the path to the left. And as you approach, you see that it does indeed open up into a wider cavern.
Yep, it doesn't look like a shrine. What?
And as you walk closer, Draven and Martos, you see that the floor, the kind of stone, earthy floor beneath you, drops off deep, deep down into a chasm that you cannot see the bottom of.
Watch your step, everyone.
And I grab this. I'm gonna grab this torch.
All right. Yeah, it's just
And
on a
drop it.
bracket on the wall, so you can pull it off.
God
And
damn it,
then
I did.
walk over
I'm
to
done.
the chasm and drop the torch
Mhm.
off.
I'm just gonna watch to see how far down it goes.
It falls farther and farther and farther until it just disappears from sight. And then
That is a hole, my guys.
a few moments after it disappears, you hear sort of just a very, very, very soft clatter.
Well, that the only one who should be watching this step is Draven. You got pushed down last time.
Well, he can't make fun of Jellycap in here, so he's safe.
She can.
Right.
What's this thing right here? It's like a pedestal.
As the others examine the chasm, Sybil, you notice that off to the side, there's what appears to be a stone pedestal. And it is unremarkable, but clearly not a natural part of the cave. It's not just a rock formation. But what you do notice is right on the side of it, there's sort of an indent, a circular indent. And within the indent, there's sort of a groove in the shape of a spiral.
We saw a spiral somewhere. I don't remember.
We got a flat stone with a spiral on it from the merchant.
Oh yeah, that.
thing?
No, it
From
was like
who?
that box in the swamp that we found. the
Yeah,
chest.
from the merchant's carriage.
Yeah, it was in one
We
of the.
still have that on us?
I do. It is in my pocket somewhere. Let me dig through my flower real fast and find it.
It's just covered
While
in
she's
flowers.
digging, while she's digging for it, she like pulls her hand out and it pulls the rock on it. It falls down the chasm.
Oh no.
Gone. Gone forever.
It's like,
Well,
oops.
do you want to do the honors and hopefully it doesn't activate a trap?
We're gonna find out in a minute. Hold on, let me get the flowers off. Kind of. Let me just shove it in there real fast.
Just blowing the flower off of it.
Got it.
All right. So the small stone disc fits perfectly into the circular indentation and aligns with the groove, the spiral groove within the indent. And as you place it in, and it just sort of fits perfectly into place, you see it actually start to turn in place within the indent. And as it does, you hear this loud stone grinding.
Is that good or bad? Should we be concerned, guys?
And
I'm going to step away from the edge.
as
Yeah, I'm gonna
as
do
you
that too.
hear as you hear this loud stone grinding, the large sort of stone mass in the center of the room, there's this kind of large stone pillar that just shoots up from the chasm. It's covered in these vines and moss and all manner of vegetation. And as you hear this stone grinding, you see the roots and vines around it actually begin to move, and they sort of wind their way like tentacles or snakes and actually grab onto the massive column and begin to rotate it.
That's amazing. How did they get a mechanism to work with plant life?
That's fucking terrifying.
And as it rotates, you see from beyond the column, you see a platform rotate with it. And it continues to rotate until it comes to rest at the position that you are currently in. So now the column has a platform in front of it.
Who wants to go first?
And as the platform comes to a rest, the stone disc pops out of the indent and clatters to the stone floor below.
I will take that back.
No takers. All right. Drain will kind of
Okay.
hop over the edge there, if possible.
I'm a hefty girl. I don't need to be going on no floating platforms, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't even really require a hop at all. It's just sort of a long step. The platform is made of stone as well, also kind of covered in these vines and moss, and it seems quite sturdy. It doesn't even really react to your weight being added at all.
Well, hang on,
You
Mardos.
okay, Mardos?
He's gonna spread eagle this a little.
A little step.
All right, now we're on the little demon plant platform. Now what?
Is there another place for it to go on the pillar, Jay? Or can I look for one?
There is. Right at the base of the column, there is another indent,
Well,
identical to the
get
last.
back. All right. Oh. Okay. Step back.
And so you fit the small stone disc once again into the indent and hear that same loud stone grinding. And the roots and vines react, and the pillar begins to rotate. Again, this time with you on top of it. And now, don't get alarmed.
Oh, we all-
Oh.
We all fall off the chasm to our deaths. Cool.
All right, well, that was a fun campaign.
Oh,
And so the column rotates once more, now facing the opposite direction, and comes to a rest on the other side of the column. And once again, the small little stone disc pops out and clatters to the stone below.
well, that looks like
Mine.
more of a jump.
That is definitely yeah. Look at that.
Indeed.
I wonder if the stone eroded as time went on. Oh, sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're actually on the perfectly right track. It does seem as though a bit of this rock has eroded because this is a larger gap. And will be a actual jump instead of a long step. Though it's not so far that you would be in an incredible amount of danger.
Well, got to do what we got to do. He's gonna give it a nice jump.
Yeah, when you're standing on the lip, you can stand on this right here. I'll allow that. That can be counted as the lip. Which means that that's really not a very far jump for all of you.
Okay.
Hefty girl doing a running start.
Take a step back. Hey, you did it.
So one by one, you each make a leap. Some more gracefully than others, maybe, but you each make a leap across and scrabble up onto the stone cliff on the other side. On the other side, it's a little darker on this side. There's no torches on the walls, but there is another stone pedestal with a identical indent on it.
Well, that's probably our way back.
It probably turns it. They probably have one.
It's
side
probably,
on the
yeah, it's
side.
probably gonna make it turn again. So now that we're all the way here, you want to see what's down this hallway?
Well, might as well.
Okay, we come this far. Let's go.
Probably take a little while to get Maltos to get back on it again. So
I have a fear of heights.
If it turns out that this actually was like an option the whole time, I'm gonna be really
I'll tell you, it definitely
disappointed.
was. It definitely was. It's like a full circle.
We didn't need the lockpick, did we?
Yeah, well, we might need it later.
yeah,
so we don't
it's-
know.
It's still good to have them.
It's good to have, yes, but we shall find out.
But to try and steal from my blueberry.
I feel like in the city it'd be easier to find but harder to get. You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, as you progress down this tunnel, it begins to get much darker. Now, those with dark vision, you can still see. But wits, it gets a little bit darker for you. It's a lot harder to see. But off in the distance, as you continue down this tunnel, you can see something is illuminating the cavern in the distance. And it is giving off a consistent, not flickering, and soft, a kind of a gentle light. But it is a blue glow.
Bioluminescence!
Is
Is that what it is? Sorry.
You will have to get closer to be able to tell what it is giving off the light, but you can definitely see some light up in the distance.
Okay. So we go onward.
Draven's gonna attempt to go forward quietly since we are currently in the dark.
Okay. What about everybody else?
I'm just clambering down the hall.
Yeah, same.
Which is just twiddling his thumbs because he can't really see that much in general.
So I'll
Alrighty.
grab Wits.
It's
Wits.
just like hold my hand.
Wits, grab onto my cloak and just follow behind.
All right, all right.
Be sneaky, please. I'm already being sneaky. It won't help if you're stomping around behind me.
All right, I guess I'm sneakier than you.
All right. So as you continue down and get a little bit closer, you can now see that what is giving off this soft blue glow appear to be bioluminescent mushrooms. And they are growing kind of along the floor and along the cave wall.
Now this is some pretty shit.
It's nice blue.
All right.
That is neat.
The
I've never
mushrooms
seen these before.
send out a puff of spores. Everybody make a con save for me.
Motherfucker.
Ah,
Except Javen.
Oh God.
Sorry,
Can you not carry me back?
All right.
Yeah.
Wits you
Couldn't
take
see.
2 poison damage. Everybody else, you're fine.
Can I pull this mushroom out of the ground?
Get bullied. Can't see.
It's probably just gonna squeeze them all out at once. Do not
I'll look away.
touch them.
I'm
Alright,
doing it.
Everybody make another con save for me.
Great!
Alright, guys.
Except Javen.
No!
Oh, I'm dead.
Okay, I might have lived this time.
All right,
I
Wits
died.
and Sybil, you're good. Martos, 2 poison damage.
Look, guys, I'm already knocked out from that last fight. I ain't going any further.
All right, everybody make a con save for me.
Another. Ah! Every time we move in here.
Me too? I don't know. Or-
Nope. Javen, you're all good.
Okay.
All right. The mushrooms have let out another spore, but this time you guys are all good.
All right, what are we doing here?
All right, everybody make a
Leaving.
con save for me.
I didn't.
We have to get out of here is what we gotta do.
Yep.
Again?
Hold on.
How many are we gonna make?
Hold on.
Witch is gonna start running into the darkness. He's had enough.
What,
Get out
what's
right
wrong?
now.
I thought we were going this way.
All right, Martos, you make a con save as.
Okay.
These are surprisingly high con save.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of impressed by all this so far. Except that 1-5, but we're not gonna get that.
Was that the 18 you just rolled?
Yeah, she just rolled that.
Alright, you're all good.
Did I at least get the mushroom?
Are you asking me that or
Yeah. I tried to pull it. Did I get it at least? Is it in my hand? Do I have it?
yes, you are holding it.
I will put it in my pocket with my other flower.
Your pocket's gonna be so nasty.
Flower. It's poison flower.
Flowers.
Just with all the crap in your pocket.
Yeah. You know, hold on. Maybe I should wrap it in something real fast.
Would that actually be effective though? If you threw that flower, which
We're gonna
probably is
find out.
fortunate by now.
We're gonna
You know,
find
I
out.
think my favorite part about
time
this is
comes.
that there's probably a ton of room in your backpack and you just opt out to put everything in your pocket.
But what happened was, the pockets are right there. The backpack, I got to switch it around. It's a whole lot of work.
I'm assuming this is in character talk, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay, make another con save, Martos.
I'll run it. Like,
No, you're all good stuff.
all right, time to run, guys. This is run. Left or right? Left or right?
Out. We're going north. North.
Why are we running?
I'll see y'all on the other side.
Draven casually walks behind the running Marcos.
Witch is gonna cast message to Draven right before he comes around that corner. Look, I know you don't seem like much is going on, but these spores are hurting us here.
Oh, well, perhaps don't stand by them.
Wits, you cast message, and the spores do not shoot out. The mushrooms do not shoot out any spores.
All right. While walking, Witch is gonna cast message to Draven and like take like a few steps forward and say, "This. Hey, how was your day?"
Nothing happens. The mushroom does not react.
My day. I've been with you the whole time. You know how my day was.
Even though Witch is right next to them, he's gonna cast message again and then kind of wave his hand at Sybil to come walk forward. Are you sure? We had a lot that went on today, you know. Just want to make sure you're okay.
Asking if I'm... Wits, you're being a bit weird.
And Witch is gonna run the second he gets past this last one.
All right. As you kind of continue around the corner and along this tunnel, you can see more of the bioluminescent fungus just kind of lining some of the cave wall and some of the floor below you. But it does not seem to react at all as you walk past it. And so you continue further down the tunnel, with Martos, I assume, arriving before everybody else because he's sprinting.
She hauled ass the whole time.
I didn't want to test if that message was gonna permanently stop them. I don't have enough hit points to test.
All right. So Martos, you barrel your way down the tunnel and arrive in a large open cavern. You can see ahead of you that there seems to be sort of a raised section of this cavern.
Oh. I'll like get me a new hat.
Oh, I'm gonna
She's gonna
stand
take it
back.
whether we tell her or not. Might as well just let her.
So Martos, there's a bit of a naturally formed stone ramp that you walk up here to get to this higher level that's about maybe 6 to 8 feet above the rest of the sort of lower stone cavern. And as you sort of arrive at the top of this natural stone ramp, you can see before you what appears to be an altar. On both sides of you, there are two stone plinths, sort of built into the rock, but definitely not naturally occurring. And before you, on a raised section of rock, sits a skull. And it is not a ram skull, this is just the only thing I could use. Or a goat skull. It is a elk skull.
Even fucking cooler.
And beyond it, you can see that this altar here sits at the feet of a massive tangle of roots, and sort of nestled within those roots, you can see a bunch of that same bioluminescent blue mushroom. The others, you arrive in the cavern and see Martos heading up this ramp.
Yeah, is she adding another to her collection?
Yeah, I figured we let her. She's gonna do it anyway.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Let me just examine this. I'm not
Quite
touching it.
honestly, me neither. But I'll just stay here and wait for Martos to do what she's gonna do.
Draven, as you reach the top of the ramp as well, you can see that these plinths here seem to have something kind of carved into the top of them.
Ooh, I'm gonna check that out.
It appears to be writing, but you are not able to understand it.
Can anyone read this? It appears to be some sort of writing carved into these.
I can try.
What language do we all know?
What sort of check would that be?
No check at all, Sybil. It is druidic.
Oh, okay.
Sybil got this shit.
Convenient.
And what you read appear to be just sort of a very simplified and kind of represented with symbols instructions. This one appears to be instructing you to place a plant upon this plinth.
Okay.
What
Let me
does it
check
say,
this real
Sibyl?
quick. Oh. It looks like instructions for whatever ceremony is supposed to happen here. We're supposed to put a plant on that plant. And on this one... What does this one say?
This one is also instructions, and it appears to be telling you, in sort of general terms, not describing anyone specifically, but it just says to place the druid's hands upon this plinth.
Okay. So a plant goes on that one, and a druid has to put their hands on this one.
Well, fortunately, Martos just picked up a plant.
I have a plan.
Oh man.
And we gotta
She
do-
has a
hold on.
plant.
Thanks. Let me look around.
Unless if you want to go get the
Please-
body of that other
please-
druid.
Please do not take this thing off.
Hold on.
That sounds
I'm
like a
making
very
sure
bad
it's like,
idea.
I'm looking if there's anything on here. I don't think I see anything on here.
You're about to run
What?
into the plants and you have to roll another con save.
I had to zoom
Uh,
out real fast. I was like, how close am I to these things?
What's the range?
The range of this poison. Alright, yeah. Well, I'm placing my mushroom, my toxic. Oh no, I want my toxic mushroom. Anything else in here? I'll
Okay,
get it back.
uh,
I'm putting my mushroom on here.
So are we just...
As you open up your pocket, Martos, it appears as though the mushroom has been just sort of spilling its spores all over the insides of your pocket as you've been chatting with your party here in this cavern.
I have toxic flour now.
Toxic pockets.
I got
God.
toxic pocket.
You better hope that doesn't cause skin irritation.
Then
Okay.
it may
I
stick their
have
head in their
enough
pocket.
layers on.
Well, hey, look at the bright side. If someone tries to pickpocket you, they'll get poisoned.
I very well. Or if I throw this flour at anybody, they're fucked.
Explosive poison damage.
That actually sounds like a interesting use for that.
That sounds like a
I don't
pyromaniac
could
became a
do.
druid.
I told them the flour would come in handy.
is the-
Okay.
Druid version of Fireball.
Place your hand on it, Sybil. I'm gonna take my great axe out as I say that.
So, what are we doing exactly?
I don't know, but I'm
What's
enjoying
gonna
all
come of
it.
this?
Probably
happening.
something bad.
Are you sure you don't want to
Yeah,
take a
that's
rest?
what I was thinking
Ew.
too.
A rest would be very lovely. I
And maybe we
would like-
should take a moment to maybe just eat some rations. Because after all, we did get a little beat up from that fight.
Does anyone have any water so I can
And
wash
we
my hands?
did just impersonate the god that this temple belongs to in his temple.
Well, he's probably happy we got the other people out of here. They don't seem like they were worshiping a god.
Yes, but were they actively blaspheming?
Yes.
I don't know. Dalby seemed pretty scared of him.
Yeah.
Darby seemed a bit, like he'd be scared by a lot of things.
I miss Darby. We should kill him.
Well, I think we need to maybe take a moment to take a breather. It's been rough.
Let me look at.
Are we
The-
able to take a short rest out here?
Yeah, you can take a short rest wherever you want. Now, it's of course up to your own better judgment, but I mean, mechanically, I can't stop you.
I only say this because I know we're not that great in the health department right now.
Oh yeah,
Wits,
I am one hit away from death.
Yes?
you want to rest here and not in the room with the hammocks.
I think we should, just go back there. Of course, we also have to investigate that other room they have.
Yeah, I guess
We
you're
find
right.
answers there.
I want to summon a dead god now.
I
Wait,
don't want to
although-
summon a god at all, and you
although-
technically can't do it without me.
Although
I'll
it
take it.
didn't say. Well, actually,
that.
it didn't say that the druid had to be alive, and I'm pretty sure one of those people we fought was a druid.
Are you going to cut off her hands?
No, we can just like, yeah, well, we cut off the hands and then like we can stand far away and like toss it onto the pillar just in case. You know?
Sorry, I like how you're about to explain otherwise, and he said, "No, yeah, we cut off the hand."
Yeah, I'm like, no, we have to cut off the hands. I'm not sparing the whole body.
Okay, let's not desecrate a corpse. I'll
can
go
spill the
along
whole
with it.
corpse.
Let's just take a bit though. That sounds like a good idea, I think.
I'm gonna desecrate the corpse. I also took my mushroom back.
By the way, Wits.
Yeah?
What was it you did earlier? The mushrooms stopped emitting spores. What did you do?
Oh, I was just having a chat with Raven.
You
Yes,
mean
he was acting-
message?
He was asking me very strange questions, like how was my day and how was I doing. I told him we'd been together the whole time. Of course he should know.
Oh, they seem to not be the mushrooms seem to not take too kindly to magic. So
Who's well, hold on. I have a
Hmm.
theory. Who is looking the best out of all of us real fast? Just a quick question.
Raven.
I think
Yeah.
that might be. Wait, Draven?
I have.
Well, the spores don't affect you anyway. You know, actually, yeah, you gave you the best possible choice. Go stand by that mushroom and talk real fast. Just say anything.
Oh.
Just say some nonsense. I'm not playing. Go stand by that mushroom.
Yeah,
Sybil,
go
you're
stand by
actually-
it.
Sybil actually has one more HP, but I'll do that.
It's
But
Yeah.
you don't have to roll
Don't take-
con saves.
Also,
or
I'm
anything.
also much more acquainted with plants. So
Okay,
Right.
speak, Draven. How was your day?
Oh wait, hang on.
What?
Did the spores come out?
As he walks up to it, no.
How about when you talk?
How was my day? Why is everyone asking me how my day was? I've been with you all the whole time.
We're just
yes,
questioning how
get-
your day was.
As
Get real close to that mushroom.
As he begins to speak, you see the mushroom that he's standing next to spew a cloud of spores all around it.
Mm-hmm. All right, voice
well,
activated.
I don't think the mushrooms are friendly.
I don't think
Maybe
they
they
like.
just like what said they're intolerant to magic or something.
Oh wait, hold on. Draven, go to this mushroom, but don't say anything. Just keep quiet.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, you don't want me to tell you how my day was again?
No, we heard enough about it.
This one's just spewing as he walks away, but it kind of peters out as he leaves.
And then a witch is gonna cast message to him. All right, now get real close to it, and then just start talking to us outside of this telepathy.
Yes, my day was fine. We killed assassins.
You're talking out loud, right?
Yes.
Then the spores or the mushroom spews spores.
Oh, I see.
I'm telling you, it's voice activated.
Oh, do
They
we
don't
just
like
have to-
sound.
They don't like sound.
Wait a minute. Yeah, Draven was sneaking. They didn't attack him, so just all have to sneak through and hope that we're not all as hopeless as it. I can't speak words.
Just no one talks.
That we're not as bad as
Yeah, you're right. We don't need to speak words. It's okay.
Get
You're doing great. We don't need to speak
it,
words.
Sybil. Get it, Sybil.
Ugh,
Alright, so now we know. No one
need to
say
move
anything.
quiet.
There's no one talk. We got this. We're sneaky. Everyone shut up.
All right, then you make your way back down the tunnel, heading past more of the bioluminescent fungus, and keeping quiet as you do. And they don't seem to react at all. And they just sit there softly glowing.
We're just gonna cast message to Mardos. Are you really grabbing another one?
Yes.
All right, you pluck another one then.
Pluck another one.
And make your way back along the tunnel to the
No.
large stone and root mechanism.
Running start.
I love that.
So athletic. Look at that. Y'all see how clear I jumped that? And I got another mushroom.
From an RP standpoint, I really want to see you do like a long running start and just smack straight into like the top of the pillar right
Just-
there.
Hit the fuck out of it. Did it.
Placing the disc back into the mechanism, the large pillar rotates once more, placing it on the other side of the chamber.
Guys, you think as I'm talking, the mushroom in my pocket just like spurting out more spores in it?
I don't know. Why don't you check?
I don't feel like checking right now because I'm talking, but like, this is gonna come in handy, guys.
Gotta be a fine mix
I
of
don't-
flipper and spores by now.
I can't wait to go back down there. I'm gonna grab like a crap ton more.
That's not okay. Okay.
Which way are
we
you going?
taking a rest?
Yeah, we're taking a rest.
Fucking-
Oh, we're taking a rest.
I
okay.
want like
I wasn't sure which one we
up
were doing.
no from death.
I mean, we got a lot to do in this cavern, so I mean, we can go there next or whoever. But I need to take a load off for a bit. Oh wow, how convenient! There's exactly enough hammocks. I wonder who thought of that.
Actually,
Yes,
there's-
perhaps
Alright.
we can rest for a bit and you all can ask me how
Oh,
my
wait,
day
I can't
was.
count. Never mind. I take it back.
I didn't want to
So
mention
we-
it, but
I didn't. Whenever I first looked at it, I didn't see this one.
hey, if you want to compliment my genius, go ahead.
Wow, how could you have foreseen?
This is where I reveal that actually there's an extra member of your party. Join the call.
Oh, hey,
Dun, dun,
that's the person you
dun.
mentioned in session 1.
Nah, just kidding.
Oh my god. I feel bad for that person. Just tell them, hey, can you just not be part of our campaign for like half
Yeah.
of it and then come here all of a sudden?
Whatever happened to that woman who was supposed to join us at the bar? I kind of
They
forgot
failed
about her.
us.
I don't know.
They failed us. They probably got killed. Assassins. got 'em.
Also,
Yeah,
during
that's-
this short rest, can I roll a performance to just play a light tune on the loot?
Yep.
Yeah,
Without any prior experience, it's not going to sound amazing. But if you want to try to pluck a couple strings and go for it, you're not going to play like a song, but you can at least make it not sound horrible and out of tune.
Oh, guys.
Never mind, it's horrible and out of tune. You somehow
Shut the
you
hell
somehow
up.
you somehow managed to detune a couple of the strings, and they're just playing something completely discordant.
Which is just gonna put it back in his bag and not worry about it for now.
Maybe you can get lessons when we go to town wits.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how much longer I want to stay in Bogrest.
Didn't you say we had to skip town?
What, you don't like the music?
Yeah.
Because we jammed
Well, no-
a black market.
Well, the next morning we're gonna have to go. After all that, I mean, I guess we don't have to. He doesn't know who we really are, but at the same time, I think it'd be best to be safe.
So much for Mardos and Burberry, I guess.
Well, not to
Kiri.
mention, after we're done
Oh.
here, we really don't have much business here anyway.
Ah, no.
I was always too chicken shit to talk to her anyways. It's fine. And I'm also planning on killing a cat, so like we can't stay here long.
All right.
Oh.
So each of you find a hammock to lie in. They're relatively comfortable. Martos, what are you up to?
I have
Getting more
plates.
flour?
I have a little cup, right? I'm gonna put the mushroom in the cup, put some more flour in it, and then just shake it all around while singing.
Okay.
And then I'll put it in my backpack.
All right.
God,
Oh, I love it.
it's so chaotic. It's beautiful.
I really want to see that used on someone. I want to see that get used on someone so bad.
Oh no! You know what? You know what? Everything's about to get covered in flour real fast. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna take this hammock and I'm gonna like wrap my cup around in it so the poisonous flour doesn't get all up in my book bag.
All right. So you're taking this hammock down and using the cloth to wrap your little cup
My
in.
toxic cup in.
Okay.
All about that safety.
But still intending to take a short rest. Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Then I
They're up on
guess
his hammock.
yeah, you'll have to go to the other hammock or find a chair, or just sit on the ground, I guess. Yeah. So roll your hit dice and heal up anything you want to heal up, and then anything you get it back, and let me know when you're all done.
I'm good.
When was the last time we took a long rest? Does anyone remember?
It's not that it's been a
Mm.
while since we've done so much.
Depending on what time it is, this morning, I think.
Yeah.
What time? I don't think we can even tell the time right now.
Martos, to clarify, you can use multiple hit dice in one short rest
I
if you want.
I already had one, so I'm trying to figure out like when was our last long rest because I don't know if I already used both of them or not.
Whatever
I
you
just used both.
said you had there, I believe you. So
I'm gonna trust one. I'll be good with one.
okay.
I mean, it was
Rest.
at the beginning, like of our adventuring day, we had departed from a long rest. Then we fought the crocodiles outside, and then came in here. So we haven't taken one like since then.
Yeah, I can't remember any short
Oh,
rests, so I think you
Before-
should have both. But
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we
got
did
both.
because
Well, I'm rolling
we
both.
came. First thing we did was we fought those alligators, and then we came in here, talked about pretending to be God, and then we pretended to be God. Then we left, and then we stole, or we got the thieves' tools, and we
You
went back
you
here.
you took a short rest in the tavern once you went back to get the thieves' tool,
We did.
Oh, that's right.
so you may have used one there.
Oh.
But,
yeah.
but I don't remember if you actually used
I
it.
know.
So whatever your
I know, I
sheet
graded them.
says.
I know I didn't use any.
We're gonna trust that I used both of them, and that's that.
All good.
If we're going to be leaving town, should we take a long rest before we do that?
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
When do you
Uh,
guys plan on doing that?
I mean, honestly, once we're done here, we'll probably. I mean, I was thinking once we finish everything we gotta do in here, if we even can get it done soon, I guess, and then we leave, go take a long rest, and then we go head off for Hanatuaria. If that was okay with y'all, of course, but that's just
Cool.
what I was thinking.
We don't have to take a long rest in town, by the way, too.
Yeah, we do have
If you don't
tents.
want to go back to town, yeah, we do have tents.
I have planned for murder. I gotta go back to town.
And I gotta get this flask filled before we go. So
Look at that. It all works out.
Alright. So, after this, we investigate their room. We try to summon a god for no particular reason.
It just adds
Is that
the
what you
chaos
do?
of it. Oh, I think that's what we're doing. That looks like what's happening. Something.
We could probably ask them about our tattoos. They might actually know something. And
Are we
they might
taking
not be
the
happy with
druid?
us.
Oh yeah.
You are.
You are not
completely
taking
right.
the dead druid.
It's too late.
No.
You can stop me. I'm bigger
That
than
is
you.
Cut
Excuse
our
me.
hands off.
excessively violent.
Cut our hands
Watch
off.
this through,
You've done
Sybil.
enough already. I'll just do it myself. This is so messed up. I don't
Brian,
think
hit
you'll like
that.
it. I don't
Sybil,
think
Sybil,
you'll like
you know,
it.
you know what else is violent? Throwing fire at someone. All right. Cut our hands off.
No. Please, let's just let it be a voluntary summoning.
It's too
Might
late.
make
With a loud
Might make
thwack,
us-
Martos cuts her hands off with her axe.
I will take these. Thank you very much.
Don't put them in your pockets though. They'll probably get all messed up.
You know what? You might take out the true magic in them.
Can I put them in your
Ugh.
backpack?
I think I'm just gonna hold them. This is kind of nice.
That was some real like referendum revolutionary energy right there.
That's sad, Marcos.
Just running up.
Oh my
Cut our
God.
hands off.
All right. So, completing your short rest after taking a bit of a breather on the hammocks and chopping off a druid's hands, make your way back down the tunnel, back towards the crossroads that you'd seen on your way there.
So, are we doing summoning first, or are we doing investigation first?
Let's investigate, because something might seem like we have to abandon this place.
Yeah, it'll take
Yeah.
longer to go back through here, so I might as well check this part out real quick.
Then we still gotta take the right at the end of the mushroom tunnel.
All right. Progressing down this path, everybody make a perception roll for me.
Oh boy. Couldn't one of the constitution rolls happen?
All right.
Exactly.
Man.
Sybil just blissfully going right along. But Wits, you begin to hear growling from further down the tunnel.
Which will kind of like stick his arm out to kind of like stop everyone. Says, "Hold on, I hear something. Sounds like some a creature down there."
That's okay, I got
Mm.
this. Giant axe.
You think
Like,
they
my
have more
hand in my
dogs?
pocket.
Oh, I don't know. Did it sound like one thing or did it sound like multiple?
Multiple.
All right. It seems like there's quite a few things down there. Do we really want to go down here?
We gotta investigate, man. We're all about investigation.
Well, maybe we could do the same thing we did last time, Draven, where you kind of just snuck up there.
Yes, send me in first. The tried and true plan. Fine.
Well, you're not running in like Martos. Just trying to sneak up there, take a look. I'll be right behind you,
I believe in you.
just from like 60 feet away.
Not a great roll, but okay. Draven's cautiously going forward, trying to stay out of the torchlight as much as possible.
A little bit difficult to do.
Yeah, I figured.
How closely behind is everybody following, or are they waiting?
I'm definitely falling behind, so we can communicate with message. So
How
maybe
close
like,
then?
60 feet.
Oh god.
Okay.
Actually, can I even see 60 feet deep into?
I mean, this area is torchlit, so
Yeah,
I
with
assume
the torches, it's easier. It's not like
Okay.
the best you've ever seen. It's not like daylight, but it is easier than it would be in the dark. It's kind of like
Okay,
dim,
okay.
and you can kind of see his silhouette flickering down the
Then-
cavern.
Then 60 feet.
All right.
I don't know about everyone else.
I'm like right next to it.
Yeah, I'm
I'm gonna
probably
stay
the
right
same.
next to Draven, just not being stealthily.
I'm just clomping my way through.
That's what it feels playing Valorant.
Just one sec.
Probably can't be that bad. They didn't also come down.
I mean, true, but we don't even know if this is the same thing.
All right. Progressing further along the tunnel, you travel for about another maybe 5-10 minutes driven before you see further ahead the tunnel begin to open up again. And beyond it, as you sort of reach the lip, this is what you see.
Oh, there is someone still alive in there.
Oh, look, a boss battle. Remember him.
And as you approach the entrance to the cavern, you hear this growling get louder as these beasts within the cage on the far side of the cavern kind of stand at attention and begin staring at you. They're growling,
I'm
slowly growing.
I'm turning around and Scooby-Doo running back to the party.
You just kind of, as you're Scooby Dooing it back, you just kind of hear faintly, "What is it, lads?" As you quickly make your way back down. So the rest of you, wits first, see Draven just kind of hastily, but still attempting to be as quiet as possible, I'm assuming. Just kind of quickly making his way immediately back towards you down the tunnel.
More dogs.
Was that all?
And a man.
What
The
it-
dogs were caged, but don't think that will last long once we enter.
Do you know what the guy looked like?
He looked like a human. Don't you all kind of look alike?
Easily
Don't-
killable.
Of the
look alike.
Of the brief glimpse you got, Draven, before you kind of turned on your heel and ran, he was humanoid for sure. Likely human. He looked kind of thick set, not kind of more thin like an elf, and just sort of massive, very muscular.
Oh,
Alright, Draven's not going to specify like his features like that. It's just saying he's a human.
Alright, well, if it's just only one guy and a bunch of caged dogs, if we can get in there quick enough, maybe we could take them.
okay. How are all of you right now? I know Draven isn't horrible. I'm pretty okay. Had a short rest, but
Are you asking about our day again?
no, I'm asking if you're all ready to get mauled by dogs.
I get mauled by a dog right now.
Well, I can
Although-
tell you.
Does anyone have anything that will like let them not maul us?
Well,
Yes, our weapons.
That
Well, I
involves them
mean-
getting out.
well, how big was the cage?
Big enough to house 3 dogs.
Maybe
God.
Seville can entangle them.
I am all out of spell slots. I'm
Alright,
afraid.
never mind.
Well then,
That could have worked though.
All right.
go for the big man.
What
That's
if
the, go for the man. Go for the person, and hopefully, we'll get him before he gets to the cage. Or I can like toxic flower bomb
Could.
the
You
area.
could like throw poison flower at them.
maybe I can make some kind of illusion to make them stay away from the cage?
You and these, what's up with wizards and illusions?
Okay, we'd be dead if we didn't have these illusions, murders.
I'm
We
pretty
would
sure
be
Draven has
extremely
died.
dead.
um,
So you remember? Okay, the last one that came out after us was the one with the crossbow, or the other one with the crossbow. So, and if he hasn't come down yet, he might not know they're dead. So
not true.
that would
Hello?
work.
Maybe I could also disguise as him.
Disguise as Darby. Darby's already skittish and scared. It'll be easy to pull off.
Try to incapacitate.
I was gonna say the more important looking guy that came in towards the end. However, I do like the idea of being Darby way better.
Darby would be much funner and like it'll be so much easier to pull off.
Yeah. All
He's
right.
already-
Well,
Yeah, we know his
hang on.
personality a bit.
let's
Yeah.
let's talk about it a little bit more. Exactly what we're gonna do, because clearly,
We're bad at
we
planning.
did. We didn't really plan that last one too well. Or I take it back. I didn't really plan that last one too well.
We just went
So-
with it.
So what is there? Draven, did you see anything in the room that'd be like a really good place to fight him in it?
Listen, I didn't stick around too long. The dog started gathering attention towards me.
Hmm.
But we are here for information. Perhaps we should eliminate the dogs first and incapacitate the human.
Well, if we can manage to stop him before he gets to the cage, he might not even need to deal with the dogs at all. Or I can make another little bunny for him to play with while we fight him.
Why don't you ask him how his day was? That could
Alright, well-
distract him.
I could do that too. You know. It's probably not that great living down here. I assume.
Quite.
What are you referring?
I keep
Though-
forgetting that people still have no idea what we're talking about.
Though caves do have their charm. I once
Yeah.
resided in a cave for a brief period of time.
Oh,
Yes.
Draven, we know.
I suppose it's definitely more roomier than I'm used to. All right, so maybe what I can do is I can distract if I can disguise myself as Dobby, and maybe get him away from the cage, and then the rest of us can run out and we can fight him.
Yeah, try to get him an area where we can corner him away.
Oh, maybe I could try to get him to come back into this tunnel.
Good. That would work pretty
What
well.
would you what would you say? Because if he thinks there's like an alarm,
Oh!
take the dogs with him.
He might know. Oh wait, he might take the dogs with him.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I could just get him to come over and not really say there's anything alarming, but there's something that the boss need to talk to. I mean, they do seem to pretty much respect this boss.
Yeah, say he's up in the cave.
But he probably won't bring
fun.
if I can pretend to be Dobby and get him to come here and say that the boss is here and needs to talk to him, then
He might know
Maybe-
more than his subordinates do. Subordinates were already very suspicious of why he was.
yeah, true.
Or say you need more like manpower. You need him to help lift you something. You know. Is he scrawny like Draven or beefy like me?
I don't
You
know,
know,
Draven.
What does he look like,
Scrawny.
Draven? Draven, have you seen yourself?
Chicken, then.
So offended.
I'm lean.
You are. I'm just gonna look over him like I can't even see you talking to a wall.
All right, so is that the plan? I'll be Dobby. Tell him the boss is here. Try my best to convince him. If not, it was good partying with y'all.
We could ambush him either in this hallway or in the other room, and we might have the upper hand that way. The question is really getting him down there without him.
Well, I will say, since the dogs gathered their attention towards me, it's likely that they may not even be caged anymore by the time we get there.
Yeah,
Let's just sit for like in the entrance, but not like too close, like still semi in the darkness, while quote unquote Darby goes.
I
and
mean,
deals with it.
y'all could definitely stand in this little turn off right here.
yeah, that was what I was
And then-
thinking.
Jump around the corner whenever it comes by.
I don't feel quite comfortable letting you go in by yourself, just saying.
Oh well, I may not be as fast as you, Draven, but if worse comes to worse, I can get myself out of there. Unless if you want to tag along behind, and then well, actually, maybe you could try to keep yourself discreet, but still come up somewhere in the tunnel. Not up to the doorway where I'm sure you went to before, but if you come up close enough, I might could cast message and tell you if it's about to work or if I'm about to be turned into dog meat. So
Well, my personal opinion on the approach, we should take the Martos approach to this one. And Wits, we did learn from King Taka that animals are quite dumb and fooled by your illusions. So if
Yeah.
you were to try to fool someone, it should be the dogs.
yeah, true. It
I'll
just seemed like
smack
you
'em.
really didn't like those dogs. So
You ever been torn apart by a dog? That shit's scary.
What? No.
never heard Marto speak so like like just frightened kind of. Have you ever been eaten by a dog?
I feel like half the things Martos says, she needs to roll an intimidation check each time.
Just like she'll just be like, "Oh hi, how are you?"
Intimidation check.
And the person's ah!
The Winfrith Wainwright method. Roll an intimidation roll on every single word you say. A classic.
All right.
You
Well,
might
I
even
guess
have
we're
to do an intimidation roll for just walking around with that skull on her face.
she just
He got
automatically gets an
pretty
advantage
laughable.
on intimidation rolls. All right, so we going in.
Yes.
Ready when you are.
I'm refreshing.
All right. Well, I saw that at the top left. I was about to say.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, what is your plan of action?
Be Martos.
Follow behind Martos.
Marto's got this. She's running up with the axe. Ready.
Okay. So just
Maybe Witch should be running up with her so that he can try to quickly make an illusion for these dogs.
Yes, please.
Would it be any possible to? The combat engagement would probably start by the time I get there. I wouldn't be able to make an illusion. Well, actually, no. I'll hang back. Like with I don't know. I can't speak. I'm having a stroke. Give me a second.
Welcome to the club.
I'm right behind Martos, following her very closely.
all right.
I guess same for me.
Yep.
Hey, look, we're no clipping.
How's that?
That's good.
I'm
Some
gonna start
hell
running
Martos.
in. I'm gonna start running in.
All right.
I'll
Runs
stop
and
while I'm
opens the
running.
gate.
Yeah. Raven, flank right, flank right.
Alright, just let me know when I need to stop, Jay.
I will.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm just gonna keep running.
I'm letting you guys run in a little bit because you are taking the initiative to just sprint right in. Martos, stop everybody. The man on the far end of the chamber, he's sitting on a desk, and he was actually just watching you guys run in. And as you kind of sprint right in, he just kind of leans back and says, "All right, that'll be enough of that. Just stay where you are."
Oh, that's ominous.
This giant axe in there. Just
Now,
how's your day?
I must admit, of all the courses of action that may have sat before you, walking right to me was not the one I expected.
I mean,
Though I must admit,
I thought it was pretty good.
does make things easier.
Well, shit.
I will say, you did make one mistake there. he,
Go on.
he pauses for a moment, dramatically.
Is this the villain monologue I've heard about?
Well, that mistake was assuming that cage was locked. and then he whistles, and the beasts burst through the door of the cage.
Damn
And
it.
that right there will be our initiative roll. I won't let them run too far.
Not bad.
That's better than last time.
Better than other times we've done it.
All right. Oh, hang on. Just gotta fix something.
I'll tell you right now, Jay.
Yep.
Just have that bunny ready. Have that bunny token ready.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Just want to give you a heads up.
Sybil 10. Or sorry, Martos 10 and Sybil 15. Wits.
I wouldn't be surprised if
16,
it doesn't work.
14. Perfect.
They have a bunch of much larger things to eat right in front of them.
Yeah, but it's a bunny.
Bitches love buns.
All right. So anyway, I make King Taka in here.
It's gonna be very weird for me to wild shape into a rabbit after my likeness has been used to tempt dogs so many times.
All right, wild shape into it to see if they go for you first, and that way we'll know it'll work. Definitely don't try the much safer option of just me making an illusion. Imagine the lore explanation for Mars having a lower initiative roll despite being first is like she's running and she's like, "Hang on a second, I felt a rock in my shoe."
I was like, hold on, guys. I think my mushrooms are spilling out.
All right.
This one's my favorite so far. Just saying.
The song?
Yep. I've always liked hearing this kind of tune in combat.
Has a very pleasant name too.
Names it.
Skull
Oh
Crusher.
yeah!
I always
That's
I always hide little things in the song names for those who are paying attention.
We're gonna be like in a peaceful setting. There's gonna be nice birds chirping. It's gonna be called like Rip and Tear or something like that.
I'm gonna be like, oh shit.
I use it to throw little Easter eggs into the background for those who are paying attention.
Okay, but
got
how
you.
much will it cost for you to play Doom music in your next combat engagement?
All right, first act is this rat hound, who is going to strike, attempting to sink its fangs into Draven. What are you, 16 again?
Yeah, 16.
All right. Then it snaps at your heel, but just barely misses.
The back fiend.
Oh, Draven, it likes you.
Next.
Yeah. Perhaps I should ask how its day was.
Actually.
You're
Nah,
not gonna let that go, are you?
all good. Okay,
I love that though. Don't worry.
Wits, it's your turn.
All right, you think these dogs are just as dumb? You think they'll go for it?
Yes.
It's a very ominous yes. All right. Wits is going to cast Minor Illusion on. See if we can get him to come in this corner. Right here. Actually, no. Right on this tile. Let's make the little rabbit. I was about to say cast like another person like Sibyl, but that's basically Sibyl, so.
You want the rabbit, right?
Yes, the rabbit.
Highlight the square again.
This square.
All right. Small little rabbit appears.
And it'll make its little rabbit noises too.
Oh yeah, what's that sound like? I'm just
Why do you have to do this? to
giving
me?
you a hard time, yeah? You can't set me up for things like that. I'll always take that opportunity.
I'm very aware, and you will get the exact same answer every time.
All right.
Unless if it's something I actually know, but.
Anything else?
Let me see real quick. I should check this a second ago. Wits is gonna fall back just a bit to maybe just to here, and that'll be it.
All right. At the end of your turn,
Oh no.
I knew you would react to it, Draven. The large man, he seems sort of squat slightly, and then he jumps,
Oh, motherfucker. I got
clearing his desk entirely and landing here.
What?
That's actually a lot better than I thought you were about to say. I thought you were about to say he just Superman jumps all the way up to here or some shit.
Not quite.
Some anime bullshit.
Honestly.
Perfect. Just what I like to see.
Anime protagonist.
All right. And then he is going to burn a second legendary action to do something after that.
A what?
That's right, baby. Welcome to your
Is
first
that
boss.
Is that even legal?
Yes. it's a whole D&D thing.
Isn't the second boss?
Oh, my first boss. You don't have.
I
any
have,
spell slots?
I've set this guy to basically pivot, essentially. He's a tactic fighter.
Okay.
And so he is going to burn that second legendary action for this round. And he is going to stomp his foot into the ground. And as he does, you feel kind of the earth shake below you. And see a rock begin to kind of shoot up from the ground in a straight line. Out in front of him.
I don't like how many of these tiles that's encompassing. Uh-oh.
And
Going all the way.
that is the exact number. Perfect. There we go. And so as he stomps his foot, pillars of earth shoot out in a straight line across the cavern, forming a wall of spiked stone that is about 10 feet high, blocking Wits from your view and Martos from your view, Draven and Sybil. All right. Sybil, it's your turn.
With not much. I am going to assist Draven with this dog. There we go. Nice, that probably
Nice.
hit.
Oh.
And that is
Oh.
terrible. Why?
It's always one
My
of them.
The virtual dice hate me.
Yeah, you do hit and club the, the dog over the head. And it kind of yelps and winces slightly, but it's still looking fine.
I appreciate the thought, Sybil.
Thank you. Alright, that's it for my turn. Can't do anything else right now.
All right.
Just to say, I'm so happy I wasn't one tile over when he did that.
Completely obliterated.
Just in range. How nice.
Oh, of course.
All right. This one's going to snap at you. What's your AC again? I always forget with wizards because sometimes they have mage armor. It doesn't matter. Actually, he rolled a 2. You're gonna miss. He's gonna miss.
Oh, thank God. The one time.
Even with
I
this
almost-
modifier, that misses.
I was actually like about to say, like, does it even matter? Like, as a response to what my AC was. But yeah, continue.
All right. Then it is going to do nothing else, and it is now Draven's turn.
All right. Draven is going to run around the rat hound, and as I do so, I'm gonna stab it kind of in the back as I run around, or I'm going to try to.
Just stab this one.
Oh my god. Yes. and
You come up a little bit short. You swipe
Perhaps
at
I
it
should-
and hit just above its head.
perhaps I should stand still when attacking. That's my turn.
That's his turn. Martos, it's your turn.
Oh no. Oh no. Quick question, dude. How many actions would it take to take out my poison flower cup and launch it into the cage?
Well, you
It's
get
in my bag.
an item interaction to take something out. So you get one free sort of environment interaction, and then anything beyond that would use an action to do so. So I would say it would take your action to throw it. Since you would be pulling it out with one and then throwing it with the other.
Okay.
Do you still have any, or do you have any rages left, Marcos?
Let me check. I think I do.
Pretty sure you didn't.
Yeah, I have one more rage left.
Okay, good. We're probably gonna need it this fight.
Yeah. What does this desk look like?
What's
I
that?
see it. What does this desk look like? What is
Um,
it made of? How big is it?
it's made of wood. Just sort of a standard desk. About as large as you see it there. You would have to kind of step up onto it. It's at about maybe just belly button height. If you wanted to stand on
He has a better gaming chair than us.
Yes, it does.
That's why he's so powerful looking.
it. Yeah, this is his gaming rig. He's got 3 monitors. He's
he has RGB.
consoles.
all of these torches are actually RGB. So.
Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna throw my flower toxins into the cage. Like, how was your day, you dipshit? You never answered.
all right. You toss it into the cage because you can reach over the cage. There's a empty space there. So you toss it kind of over the bars and into the cage here. The man doesn't react, but the rat hound kind of snarls and sort of half squeal, half barks at it, and causes it to spew
Oh,
spores everywhere. So both of them will make con saves, which both of them fail.
Nice.
oh yeah. They're 2 points down, guys. I got this.
Doesn't
Oh,
kill
yeah.
you, makes you stronger because you just pluck it from the ground and throw it at people.
It actually does 4 poison damage.
Yeah.
More than I did with the whole staff.
All right.
Should have picked up some flour. And then let me run.
Did the flower actually have any effect on it?
I don't know, but either way, I enjoyed the flower part. Maybe it blinds them a little. I don't know.
Okay. Anything else, Martos?
I will also enter rage at this point,
All right.
and that will get
The anger.
anger as
This rat hound is going to see this rabbit here and kind of lunge at it, but hit the bars and just kind of snarl up against the bars. Not able to reach the rabbit.
If you're a good boy, we'll give you all the rabbits you want.
Speaking of which, where's the actual gate on this cage at?
Just right in the center.
Oh, okay.
About right here, sorry. We'll make it that square because then it's right on the actual square. Alright. This rat hound will bite at Sybil.
Cool.
And that is going to hit. For 3 piercing and an additional 1 necrotic.
Necrotic? Love that. Cool.
Oh, that hit Draven. Draven would have loved it.
What's that supposed to mean, wits?
I don't know. You seemed pretty sentimental to that undead ram earlier.
And then, and you're gonna love this, it's going to bonus action disengage.
Oh no.
Of course.
Cool.
Alright, Wits, it's your turn.
Oh no. A wizard's worst nightmare. A 1v1 in melee. I don't want to. I think I'm just gonna stab it. I could cast something, but it's kind of a gamble, and since I'm by myself, so let's see. Does that hit, please?
It does.
Yay.
Alright, you slash at the snarling beast with your dagger and manage to catch kind of its side as it snaps at you. And you see kind of a wound open up on its side from your dagger.
I'm not the best at hand-to-hand combat, so if one of you can come help me with this one, that'd be splendid.
We kind of have a 10-foot wall between us, but I'll get on that, I guess.
Alright, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. It's going to leap up out of the cage
I need to do that.
and up onto his desk.
Yeah, that looks like a problem.
That's all. Sybil, it's your turn.
Well, I am going to use Thorn Whip and attempt to. Does 13 hit it?
Yes, just barely.
Okay.
We have learned the
No.
AC of them.
I pull it back over here.
Hell yeah.
Come back, little puppy.
You're not getting away right now, bitch.
And 3 piercing. Alright, you lash out with your whip made of a thorny vine and see it kind of pierce into it as you yank it towards you.
Oh, that's it for me. I guess this round, I don't think I have any other action.
All right. This creature is going to attack you once more, Wits. And this time it's going to hit.
Lovely.
2 piercing. And 1 necrotic.
Well, damn dog.
And then it's going to sort of now wary as you just stabbed it. It's going to bonus action disengage and kind of dart back and snarl at you from back here.
Thank God. I have to say, our reactions to them disengaging are completely different.
All right, Draven.
So I can probably hear what's going on the other side of the wall, but I don't know exactly.
Yeah, you don't know exactly.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna attempt to stab the rat hound in front of me again.
All right, go for it.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
That's a hit. Ooh.
11 piercing.
Double,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Kill it.
All right. You stab this one through the neck and it goes down hard.
Excellent. And then let's see. I will move there, and that will be my turn.
All right.
Sounds good.
The massive man is going to whip a tomahawk at you, Martos.
Bring it, pussy. Nice.
I shouldn't throw it back. Or save it for later.
Sorry, what's
The
your
monk thing.
what's your AC again? Yeah, it's a monk thing.
And
13. All right, then that is going to hit you.
yep.
Rage, and you'll be fine.
For 3 slashing.
I'm not really worried yet. And he doesn't have a tomahawk. Yeah, sure. Got this.
Hey, look at the bright side. Now you'll have a new thing to throw whenever we're done.
Now you have some approximation of an axe.
Absorbing the impact, it hits you and kind of opens up a wound, Martos, but it doesn't quite stick into you. It just falls to the ground at your feet. And now, without a weapon, the man is going to use his bonus action to affix a pair of spiked iron knuckles.
Oh, yeah, that seems like it could be a problem for me.
It's your turn now, Martos.
How heavy would you say this man is?
Very heavy.
Like, let's just perhaps, I want to, like, just completely beat this table he's standing on. Maybe a strength check.
Not very reasonable with him standing on it. Without him standing on it, maybe, but both him and the table, nah.
What a fat cunt.
It would be a very, very difficult strength check.
Well, give me them fucking ankles.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
That hits.
Cut his feet off. Give him a
9
Minecraft
slashing.
nudge.
9 slashing.
Alright. You slash at him from his position up on the table, and you kind of catch him on the outside of his thigh. Open up a wound there that you see start to bleed.
Oh, yeah. And then let me shimmy on the other side. Oh, Draven! This is perfect timing. Fucking help.
Yes, well, I was quite busy with one of the dogs, but I will assist.
You can return to the dogs if you like.
Have you seen Wits?
I'm pretty sure he's getting fucked up by a dog, actually, now that you mentioned it.
I'm fine. I'm just busy.
Yeah, he's gonna fuck up my dog right now.
We need to go help him.
Alright. This dog is going to attempt to kind of scrabble its way up over the cage. So I'm gonna make a dex
Great.
roll for it. Alright, that was a nat 20.
Oh god.
What a nimble little boy. Alright. Up he goes. And makes it right over. And is actually just gonna pounce right onto the rabbit. And pass right through it. Landing on the ground. So it's gonna actually use the rest of its turn to just kind of look around in confusion, but it definitely knows that rabbit's not real.
Oh, at least it worked on one of them. Well, I did my job. I'm done for the rest of this engagement.
Alright. It's your turn, Wits.
Okay. Could you say that I could like run maybe like around here without letting him do a reaction attack?
Yeah, you could hop up onto the bed for a step if you wanted. It's not that high up, it's
Okay.
just a bed.
Okay.
I'd say it doesn't cost that. I won't make it cost you extra movement, it's just a bed.
All right. All right. Well, first I'm going to use Ray of Frost on this mean little boy.
Alright.
Where'd it go? Here it is. 15.
That hits.
Oh.
Alright. You hit it. You don't do a ton of damage, but you do see it sort of start to freeze over.
All right. Then Witch is gonna run to right here.
Alright.
And that will be the end of his turn.
As it kind of slows down with the frost kind of growing across it, you use that opportunity to hop up, taking a step up onto the bed and just kind of bouncing off of it.
Using as a trampoline.
Exactly, yeah, to just jump right off and land on the other side of the room.
Look, see, I can call a hand to myself. I'm coming.
Alright. No need for that, so let's go right to Sybil.
I'm gonna kind of try to get over here. So that's 30 feet.
Mhm.
And I'm expecting that dog's probably, isn't it?
What's that?
And that dog's probably gonna go after me next turn, isn't it?
It's currently just kind of looking around for the rabbit, but you are the next closest target.
Yes, you are.
Nice.
You could turn to the rabbit. It won't be confused anymore.
Yeah, and then I'll get eaten in one single bite. Oh. Oh. I think I can take getting hit for it next round. Okay, I'm good. That's it for me.
Okay.
Wait, did you use an action?
She didn't.
I don't know what to do. I don't think. Well, oh yeah. Okay, one last thing. Could I'm just gonna try to hit it with a sling really quick, or with a stone, I guess.
Did you have your sling out?
No.
You have your
Uh.
staff and then an empty hand, so I wouldn't. It wouldn't be unreasonable that you wouldn't have it out.
Okay.
It's not like you carry anything else in your other hand, so I'm perfectly fine saying that you had it out.
All right.
But in the future, kind of try to keep in mind when you start a fight. What do you have in your hands, or if you think you're gonna go into a fight, what do you want in your hands? Because that'll help you.
Okay.
But I'll allow it. All right. So that does hit, and you ping a rock right off its head. And it kind of, as it's looking around, you ping that rock right off its head, and it shakes its head quickly and then looks right at you. So you kind of snapped it out of its confusion, but you did do 3 bludgeoning.
It's gonna
Def-
come up here and attack me anyway.
Definitely now. But it's all good.
At least you know what's gonna happen. You know, no surprises.
All right. this dog's gonna bite at you again, Wits. And it's going to miss. It's still covered in a bit of frost, still moving a bit sluggishly. You managed to just kind of dodge your leg out of the way before it can sink its fangs into it. These dogs not rolling great, huh? All right,
I'm okay
Draven.
with that.
Yeah, weirdly,
for that one
weirdly, I don't mind.
Dex- Except for that one Dex to jump over the
Yeah,
gate.
that's the prodigy one. This guy's coming for you. Watch out.
the dumb prodigy.
All right, I'm gonna come over here, kind of hop up onto the table, the edge of it, and attempt to stab Big Boy.
Go for it. Yep, that hits.
8 piercing.
All right,
I'm
you
here, Martos. What more do you want?
open up a wound in his side.
Pretty hot.
That'll be my turn.
All right, then it's his turn. With his spiked iron knuckles now affixed, he is going to use his turn to make 2 attacks. One on Martos and one on Draven.
What he's swinging.
First Martos and then Draven, just to keep the order. He will hit Martos. That will be 3 piercing Martos. That's reduced. And then
I am bloody.
But
you're 16,
what's my
16,
one
right?
too?
16, yeah.
Got it. All right, then that's a hit on you too.
Alright.
And that will be 5 piercing.
Alright, damage taken.
All right. You feel, both of you feel the spikes of the iron knuckles sink into you. And blood begins to well up from the wound. It's now your turn, Martos.
Run around, jump on here.
A little quiet.
Oh, sorry.
That's better.
Alright, I was just swinging. Oh, that was damage.
Oh my god, I thought you crit for a second.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh fuck. And I was like, no, that's not right.
Oh, it's still a good hit.
Still a good hit?
There.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
7.
That is
Had
so
to tease
sad.
us.
Yeah, that's so damn sad.
All right, you open up
Just
another
imagine-
wound on him. And between Draven and Martos, he's bleeding too.
Then object interaction, that's free. That's no action.
What's that?
Yeah,
If
you
I-
get an item interaction per turn, a free one.
What are you trying to do?
If I pick this up and just launch it at him.
The candle?
Yeah.
I would say if you're attempting to harm him, that would be an attack roll. So I would say probably
that
not.
makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm satisfied.
Just
Yeah.
imagine that first attack roll was just a Martos imagining herself just slashing him, and then she rolls it, and it's not that bad.
I overthought it.
You gotta visualize in your head what you want to do before you do it. It's the barbarian
It's
technique.
like you imagine it going clean through his head, and then when you actually do it, just kind of like hits him and just repels off of his skin. You're like, oh.
All right. Then Martos, if that's all.
Yes.
Sybil, this rat hound is going to attempt to follow you up the sort of stone slope, and will bite at your heels as you make your way up it. That does hit. Unfortunate life of a low AC. Four piercing and 1 necrotic.
Ouch. Okay.
And then it is going to a little bit wary of you. It's seen you cast magic and whip stones. So I think it's going to just back off a little bit. Kind of snarl at you. Alright. Wits.
I'm stabbing him.
Go for it.
I'm not stabbing him.
You're not. You swipe at it, and it manages to dodge out of the way.
And Wits is just gonna hang tight, and then that's his turn. It's the only time you'll get a wizard's turn this fast. Savor it.
Alrighty. Sybil.
I am doing not brilliantly at the moment. But I also think it would be a bad idea to let this dog up there with them, so I'm going to hit it over the head with a staff again.
Alright.
Hopefully this doesn't.
Come on, staff.
All right, there you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Please.
Yeah, staff.
Big hit.
Stick.
Alright.
Stick.
You spin around and run up to it and clock it over the head with your staff, and you kind of send it reeling. Looks kind of almost knocked off its feet. It is bleeding from various wounds, and looks quite rough, kind of panting heavily, but it is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
That is. Well. Might step back a bit.
We'll get an opportunity to attack on you.
Never mind. God damn it! Forgot.
You can take it back. I'm not that harsh to newer players. You can take that back.
Oh, I keep forgetting that's a thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm here to remind you. You guys are still technically early. I know it feels like we've been playing for a long time, but I still treat you guys as early, so it's fine to forget things. I'll remind you.
I still love listening to Lunar's reaction every time we do that by accident. It's the exact same.
I'm trying so hard not to backseat. Like,
It's all good. For the most part, I'll remind them, Luna. Don't worry.
Noise every time. You're good. It's great.
All right. Then anything else, Sybil?
That is it.
Okay.
And
It's gonna snap right back at you after you clock him, kind of shaking its head to try to ward off the haze that you just sent it into. But it apparently didn't clear its head enough because it misses.
nice.
You cleaned its clock and it is a little bit dizzy, and it kind of snaps at the air next to you instead. There's 3 Sibyls in front of it. Snapped at the wrong one.
I didn't know you knew Blur.
All right, Javen.
We're going with the rapier stab.
All right.
Ooh, 15.
That is actually going to hit.
Okay.
Okay.
Big damage.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Not bad.
Am
Alright.
I like bleeding, by the way? Do I have a dot on me, or what is this one?
You are bleeding, yes.
Okay.
Hasn't done anything yet.
Then yeah, that's my turn. I'm chilling here.
Alright. Then, it's our boy's turn. He's going to do the same thing. He's just going to attack both of you again. Draven first, then Martos, just to clarify. He misses Draven. But he hits Martos.
I like to imagine that he's not punching me and then swinging around to hit Martos. He's just like extending his arms on both sides, attacking us at the same time.
He's just
It's like-
T-posing us.
It's like
Yeah.
Go-Go Gadget. His arms just extend out to try to punch both of you.
All right. Martos, he hits you for 3 piercing. And as he does, you feel where he kind of sinks the spikes into your side. You feel it begin to spurt more blood. It's now kind of heavily bleeding.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
And that is going to be the end of his turn, which brings us to Martos.
What to do? What to do?
Martos, you are bleeding, so at the start of your turn, you are going to take 2 damage.
I'm gonna die already.
Continue with your turn.
Let's see. Well, not much else a barbarian can do.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, nice.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
Black.
Another big damage.
15. Yep, 15 damage.
Ding,
And
down with
then-
the tree.
I'm just gonna. Oh, you know what? Yeah, no. Fuck it. We're sticking it through. That's where I'm chilling at.
All right. Is that all, Martos?
Oh wait, is he like standing on top of this book thing, or is it like next?
You're
to
all standing on top of the desk. It's just kind of at his feet.
I'm gonna pick that up. Just a little shield, just a little safety.
Okay.
Oh god.
Don't get blood all over it, Martos. We might try to
It's
read
too
that
late.
later.
It's too late. It's my safety shield.
I really want to know what this guy's thinking right now.
Whoops! I accidentally switched the rat hounds around, so I'll just do it in the right order then. Well, I'll reverse them this turn and then switch back to it.
Nice.
That's what I get for not checking my number I gave them. Would be very helpful if D&D Beyond could add a nice little feature.
Yep.
Alright, we'll switch around for this turn and then we'll go right back. Didn't affect too much anyway. This one is going to bite at you, Wits, and is going to hit. And is going to hit for 3 piercing and an additional 2 necrotic.
It's
I've only
wit's
been
still up.
I've only been hit twice, and I have less health than Mardos, I'm pretty sure.
Wits is still alive though,
Yes, I am still alive.
but he's bleeding.
What? God damn it.
Not the other bleeding. I just mean you're beat up.
Oh, okay, okay. That's detrimental for a wizard, Jay.
But now it's your turn.
Well, let's see here. I guess I'm still alone in this, so I'll just stab him again. I don't really think there's anything else I can do, honestly. I'm still probably not stabbing.
And not quite.
All right. Well,
What's oh fucking god.
yeah, that's Witz's turn.
too many people with like super low health and not enough healing actions.
Sybil,
Okay, I am going to block this thing again.
you hit.
Eating the shit out of it.
What's the state of the dog right now? After.
He's got to be dead.
I think he is.
You knock it clean to the floor and it stops moving.
Nice.
Okay. I'm gonna. Am I run up here after you guys?
All right.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to do?
No.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, no.
Okay. So switching the rat hounds back, that's this one now. I know it seems like it's attacking too soon, but we're switching them back.
Oh, just get playing with y'all.
It misses.
Oh, thank God.
Don't count your eggs before they hatch. All right.
Yeah, well, my eggs are scrambled.
Draven,
Alrighty, you know what I'm doing?
I assume
Missing.
you are.
That's
Father.
my turn.
All right. The large man is going to do something different. He is going to
Oh.
focus his attack on Draven.
Yes.
Damn.
Sorry, dude.
He's going to attempt to kick you, Draven.
You can try.
That is going to hit
He can succeed.
with a 23. All right. So make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
His ass was not good.
He's going to deal 6 bludgeoning to you as he kicks you, and you feel yourself just get kind of rocked by this blow. It just kind of rattles your brain around in your skull.
Ugh.
And you are stunned.
Oh god. Okay.
Alright, Martos.
Alright. Do I take bleeding?
You do. So you take 2 damage. And then we'll drop that proc for you.
Oh, nice. I was about to take this candle and like sear my body up to close the wound. So I'm glad I don't gotta do that.
For the sake of my own memory, it's 2 damage for 2 turns.
Fuck yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry, Jake. I'm about to. Sybil, how much can you heal? Or should I just go down?
Okay. I only
At
have
3.
2 of these.
Oh, fuck.
I only have 2. Everyone is screwed right now, basically.
We're all.
I only have 2, and they are 1d6 each.
Oh, fuck.
Yup. Yup. Yeah, I'm
Okay. We should have
having
long
a great
this
time.
thing. Oh, okay.
I am worried that Zeke is gonna, like, straight up die right now. So-
I'm mustering up a plan, but I can
All
assure
of
you
us
it is
have
not a good
that.
one.
Oh,
really wish
'Em doing
I
1,000
could've been
calculations.
better with the
How
Rollins
does-
there.
how
I'm doing-
does he look? How does this little rat dog look?
He's definitely hurt.
It is hurt.
I think. Definitely one hit from you would likely kill it, but
That's the thing. I don't think I can run up there and kill him before
unless
he gets
you just
to
get a really
tackle.
unlucky hit.
You're
But
even stunned at the moment, so.
well, here I have a healing potion that I'm likely gonna either pop here or find a way to make him not attack me next turn.
How confident do you feel, Wits?
That I'm gonna live, or that
Yeah.
like
How confident do you feel like he won't attack you?
if I play selfishly, then oh no wait, if you're not gonna attack me, you mean?
No, I admit what I said.
N-
How
not
confident
not
do you feel you're gonna live?
well, if I be selfish, very, I'll just pop a health potion. But I would preferably like to either get him killed on my next turn or at least get him distracted. But I don't know if he's gonna be distracted while he's already fighting me.
I'm throwing
Uh,
javelin
I'm
into the ass.
risking it might be difficult.
Okay. Oh, you fucking serious?
I would definitely appreciate it if you did the heal instead of me.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm not comfortable.
No. You don't need to heal me. I'm either gonna heal myself or I'm gonna try to get out of this without using it. But I'm
Okay.
likely gonna heal myself. I will perish if not.
I would just throw a javelin at the dude for 4 damage.
That actually, you gave me an option now.
I gave myself none. I'm getting plummeted the next go around.
Oh, so you threw the javelin then?
Yeah, I threw the javelin at the rat dog.
All right. It lodges in its side and kind of squeals and writhes and looks pretty injured. It's just barely still standing though.
Yeah, I figured I wasn't gonna kill him, but I know he. God damn it! Now I have to choose if I want to go for it and stab him or not.
And I'm gonna do my little dancey dance around here just to hopefully be closer to Sybil if anything should happen.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Then we are back. This one's dead. So we're back to Wits.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to go for it. I'm using the healing potion.
Okay.
All right.
You should have told me that I would have attacked my dude.
I said that like 6 times.
You said this is an option. It's an option. I might. Might be means maybe.
Okay, fine. I'll attack him. Probably miss.
No,
and then
no,
you
no,
kill.
No. You said you're gonna use the potion. You use the potion.
Potion. Whoops! I accidentally clicked it twice. Ignore the second one.
I gotta heal for 5.
That's literally double my health right now. All right, I am not complaining.
All right. You use your turn to down that healing potion in your bag. Feel some of your wounds close up and some of the pain subside. I'm assuming probably no movement or anything.
Yeah, no, I'm staying right here.
Alright then. Sybil, it's your turn.
I can't go over Nissa Switz because I'm too far away. And I am probably too weak to run up to this guy. So, okay. Ardos, you're the most worst off right now, right?
Yeah, I'm next round dead.
Yup, okay. Looks like, yes, now would be a good time to use that.
You're pre-dead.
Okay.
I'm pre-dead. That's exactly where I'm at.
Please, please. Okay. Not great.
It got me another round.
I mean, doesn't rage make it not pre-dead anyway?
Oh no, I'm pre-dead, even with
Okay.
rage.
Damn.
You got your relentless thing or whatever it is, your orc feature, right? Or did you
Yep,
use that?
but no, I still have it, but then I'll have no rage left because I used it in the last cavern thingy we were in.
Gotcha.
Should be calmer, more mellow.
Sybil. as you attempt to heal Martos, you feel something tug at the edges of your brain. Do you let it in?
Oh
Uh,
God.
It does not feel
heard-
hostile.
Let it
you know what? Yep, we're doing it.
in. Oh God.
As you embrace
Maybe
it, it
so.
feels warmer. And you feel that warmth kind of spread through you. And then you transfer it to Martos. Martos, just this once. Double the healing you received.
Oh. I'm in this shit. Let's go.
As you feel that same warmth that Sybil felt flow through you, and it begins to close your wounds. And both of you, with that warmth flowing through you, you feel as though the entire cavern around you feels alive. You feel like you can hear the voices of all the little plants and roots around you. And then it slowly begins to fade, along with the warmness. And when it does, Martos, you feel the pain from your wounds has subsided.
Sybil, what the fuck was that?
It looks like the forest god took sides.
It's
Fuck
drugs.
yeah, Forest God!
At least that's what I think.
Alright.
Personal hypothesis.
Still your turn, Sybil.
Okay. I don't think I should go in this fellow's general location, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it past him safely to go assist Wits. I'm gonna be in direct punching area, so I guess, I am. I'm gonna
No worry.
move over here.
Mm,
God damn it! Ow.
Sorry, whereabouts are you moving? Just to there?
Is it?
oh, just there? Okay.
No.
I thought you were measuring down there too.
Yeah, I was gonna measure to see if I can possibly next round make a try to get around.
These-
So I can...
These spaces, this closet here is less than half on the space. I'll count them if you just kind of pressed yourself up against it to avoid his reach.
Although
Jimmy
Wits
Cruz.
is
Jimmy
Wits
Bot.
is probably can make it out.
I'd allow you to
Okay.
to walk through these tiles here without taking an AOP. Since the closet's more so not on the panel than it is on the panel, so you're all good if you want to walk on those squares.
It looked like there was a set, pretty much the room of one square between, like, the chair and the closet. So
Yeah, you're all good. You can use these squares if you want. I'm okay with it.
okay.
Usually when there's something that's just kind of brushing up against the square, I'll still count it. Just in RP, you'd be kind of like pressing yourself up against it to try to avoid him reaching you.
Yeah, because we're not 5 feet wide.
Exactly, yeah. So you
Not that.
realistically, when I picture it in my mind, you'd be able to get by there without him reaching you. He's up on the table. It's not gonna
Imagine-
reach way down and grab you. He's not Mr.
You're
Fantastic.
short. You're short.
Imagine
and
everyone's
you'll
5
have to,
feet
like,
wide now.
really- Oh God.
All right, so
Okay,
carry on,
that's
Sybil.
my turn. What? Yeah, that's
Um,
my turn.
Okay. All right. So Rat Hound's gonna snap at you again, Wits. But it's looking a little bloody, a little more wary. It's going to hit you for 2 and 2, so 4 total damage.
Hey man, I actually didn't need to pop that. I would have had 1 health left.
I'm just shaking my head at you.
And then, bleeding and a little bit wary, it's going to actually disengage and kind of back off a little bit and snarl at you.
Hey, you better fuck off, you bugger.
Wits language.
No.
Oh wait, I can't say that because I'm incapacitated.
You want me to cast message to you? So you can say it to me.
All right. Draven.
Yeah, I'm stunned.
You're stunned, so we're going to skip your turn, but you can remake your con save to see if you get it out for next turn.
Okay.
All right.
Hey.
Hey.
Then you spend this turn gathering your, well, I guess wits, and manage to snap out of the stupor that you were just kicked into. And you skip this turn, but you are right as rain for next time. And any reactions that you want to do as well.
That was a hell of a kick.
He's moving on past your turn. We move to the large man, who is going to punch both of you.
Who's with the punching?
He's got those iron knuckles. So Draven
kind of
first,
the
and then
main one.
Martos moving across. So Draven, he's going to hit. And Martos, he's also going to hit. Draven, you're going to take 4 piercing. Martos, just 2 piercing.
Alright.
But Draven, you feel yourself begin to bleed.
Hmm.
Will not proc till next turn, though. Alright. Martos.
Alright. That. Oh, this is good.
Yep, that hits.
7 damage.
Alright. You kind of dodge around behind him and slice at him with your axe, opening up a wound across his back. He looks quite injured now. He's bleeding from multiple
Oh,
wounds and is breathing heavily. He looks very wounded.
Alright, and then I'm gonna pick up this candle and like try to close off my bleeding.
Okay. You're gonna attempt to burn yourself?
Yeah, I am. I have to close the bleeding, or I'm gonna take like
Okay.
more damage.
No, I buy it. I buy it. It's just a candle. It might be a little rough.
I'm gonna wax it up. I'll
Make
wax it all.
make a medicine roll for me.
Oh,
Since it's just a candle. If it was a torch, it'd be a little bit easier to do. But since it's just a candle, make a medicine roll for me. We'll see. Not bad. All right.
shit.
Whoa!
Gains all of her health back.
You close up the bleeding from the wound that he just gave you. But you're also gonna take 1 fire damage.
Better than whatever else is gonna be. All right, then I'll chuck the candle somewhere. All right, you were a good candle.
Yeah, the candle's out
I
now.
lied.
It's
Okay,
been
good.
extinguished by your blood.
Yeah.
Alrighty. That brings us all the way back to Wits.
Just having my own little battle over here. Him. Ray of Frost.
Yep. That hits.
Die, 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 die,
Please
die,
die.
die,
Please
die.
die.
Alright.
Oh.
You see it just sort of become coated in this layer of frost as you hit it with the beam. And it kind of freezes solid and then just topples to the side, hard as a board.
God.
God.
Oh,
See, the wizard can 1v1.
barely.
I know you can't. You had to use a potion of healing. You can't.
It's fine. It's fine. You know, technically, he wouldn't have killed me even if I didn't. I would have 1 health.
No. You still brought shame to your family.
I don't
Alrighty.
have a family.
Well, that's why.
Anything else, Wits?
Let me see. Where was that axe that he threw? What tile was it on?
It was sitting at Martos' feet, so around there.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run up. Let me see where. Yeah, I'm gonna run up to here, and would you say I'm close enough to interact with the environment and pick it up?
Not if it's here, no.
Okay, I don't know if it was like here or somewhere else.
That was the one I was pointing to, and I didn't move my mouse off of it while you're moving, so I'm just gonna leave it as that one, since I don't actually remember.
Okay, well, I'll end my turn then.
You can see it though. It's a tomahawk or a hand axe, carved out of kind of what appears to be bone, and has feathers on one end of it. Then if you're ending your turn, that brings us to Sybil.
fairly useless at the moment. If Wits is okay, I'm not gonna run over there. What even can I do?
You can always thorn
You got
whip.
options.
Hey, Draven! Or
Yeah,
what?
Yes.
personal support.
And pull him towards me?
I don't think you have to pull
No,
when you do it.
The pull is
I
optional,
don't
yes.
have to?
It is
It's
optional.
optional?
Yep.
Nice. Love that.
But you don't hit.
I didn't know it was optional though. I will start using that instead of the sling when I can now because the sling is terrible.
The sling is a lot longer range though. Thorn whip is for close up
Used
stuff.
it, though.
It's good in combo with your shillelagh though. Pull them close and then smack them. But you do miss. Maybe perhaps being a little bit too careful to not hit Draven. You go wide.
Okay. I'm gonna stay where I am. Unless, wait, Draven, how are you right now? Think you're gonna be able to...
Uh,
I'm
save
just
your
gonna-
healing for if I go down, Sybil.
Okay.
Again.
Yep, then my turn's over.
He gets whipped across the room again.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
Then skipping past the dead rat hounds. Draven, you've come to your senses. And first things first, going to take that 2 damage.
You said 2?
Yep.
Okay, damage taken.
And now you're free to take your turn as you feel those wounds kind of seep with blood.
Alright, I'm going to attempt to stab with my rapier.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, 11 piercing.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
All right. Then you stab your rapier into his chest. And with a gurgle of blood, he falls to the
Hell.
table.
Oh,
Yes,
thank
Draven.
God.
Oh,
Yes, who's bloody now?
oh god.
Damn, I just finished killing the
freaking
dog.
hero.
I really wanted to help there.
Alright,
Good,
quick
right?
question. Am I still bleeding? I assume I am.
You are, yes.
Okay, I want to rip off some of his shirt and attempt to bandage my wounds. I need to make like a medicine check.
Yep.
Okay.
Though it's not an incredibly complicated thing to do to just try to place some pressure on it with some clothing. And Sybil's right there. She can help you.
Okay.
Alright.
Now that you're not getting downed,
With her assistance, you manage to close up the bleeding and do not take the extra
Alright.
damage.
Oh, are you healing me,
Four.
Sybil?
Yeah, and you get 4.
Much appreciated, Sybil. Oh god, I just channeled Croak for a minute there.
Wits is gonna pull this tomahawk out of the ground and come towards Martos. Oh, Martos, I think you left a gift for you.
I forgive you. I'll take it. And examine.
All right. The tomahawk is shaped with the sort of bladed edge, almost in the form of a beak, with feathers coming off the other side. It appears to have been carved from bone.
Wait, I might keep this. Do I treat it like a hand axe? Same quality?
Yes, it'll be used the same way as a hand axe. If you want to take a closer look at it, I can eventually show you exactly what it does, but that'll be not right now.
Yeah, it's like later. So do that later. And I'm just gonna grab his body and like just throw it on the floor over there. Get it out of
Okay.
the way.
Flop.
oh, can we see that book?
I think Martos grabbed that during the fight.
Oh,
She's actually got it.
Yeah.
Holding it by wielding her great axe, is smacking him.
Here come the fuck here. Alright, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna pop the book out and I'm just gonna skim through it.
It appears to be just a fiction novel, from what you can gather. But as you kind of flip through it, Martos, a page falls out. It's folded tucked into the book.
Toss the book behind me. He grabs a piece of paper. And then I fold it real fast.
All right, you unfold the paper, and it is blank.
What the fuck is this supposed to be?
Ooh,
Still ink.
I can do stuff.
There you go.
Can I ritual cast identify?
Sure.
Oh my god, a wizard that picked up Identify.
Amazing, right? All right. Then, while Wits is just sort of focusing on this page here, what would the others like to do?
I'm gonna go over here and check this chest for traps.
You know, that's what I was gonna go.
I'm looking for the drawers.
Doesn't appear to be
Scavenging.
trapped. It's got just kind of your bog standard lock on it, though.
And I will attempt to pick the lock.
All right. It'll take you about 5 minutes,
Motherfucker.
but it's not difficult enough to require a roll. It's not a complex
Oh,
lock.
thank
It's just
God.
your
Okay.
basic padlock, not that hard to.
Oh, but
on.
no, we didn't need thieves' tools.
With thieves' tools are required to actually do it, but I'm not going to make you make a roll with them. Is all.
Okay, good.
You can't just pick it with your finger, but you can do it without the roll. The rolls are for the really hard ones.
Gotcha. And
Um,
I'm going to pick that and open the chest.
All right. Tucked inside is some sheets of paper and a bottle of ink and a feather quill.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of leave that there and wait for Wits to finish so he can come check it out.
Okay. The rest of you, what are you doing while they take a peek at those things? Sybil and
I'm
Marcos.
checking. Oh. I'm checking the drawer.
This? You mean this closet here?
Closet. Yep. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Hard to
Okay.
tell when it's bird's eye view.
Within this closet are what appear to be the very large man's clothes, because the clothes themselves are quite large. Nothing too particularly amazing, just sort of some cloth clothes. Clearly some sort of just storage closet, but you see hanging from one of the hooks, as you kind of rifle through the clothes, tucked beneath an overcoat, is a small pendant.
Do I need to make a check to further inspect it?
The pendant itself is just sort of small, made of metal. It has some sort of little symbol engraved into it, but you don't know what it is.
Yes.
You're cutting in and out. Sorry, Sybil.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'll pocket it.
Okay. Martos, what are you taking a peek at?
I'm going through his body. Just checking.
All right. He has on him the iron knuckles that he was wearing, which are rather large for his massive fist. As well as the clothes on him, you also find one of the same clasps that the assassins were wearing, just kind of tucked into a pocket. And then he has on him a coin purse with 42 gold and 4 silver in it.
Damn, 42 gold.
Every time, Mardos always finds the gold.
She's got a
Every
sixth.
single time.
She has a sixth sense for it.
I can smell it.
Oh,
10
God.
gold, 6 silver.
Oh, look at all you know how to do math, but I do not. Alright, I am going to take his knuckles. I'm gonna take his brass knuckles, and I'll take his little assassin symbol too. Put it in
Alright.
my pocket.
The iron knuckles themselves were clearly custom designed for his fist, as they're quite big and would probably slide off of your knuckles, Martos.
So I'm gonna take them. Maybe I can find
Yeah,
somebody. and be like,
you can take them for sure. Yeah, I'm just saying that they probably won't fit you.
Not yet. I'll find
They'll throw
somebody.
them.
All right.
You can use catapult on them.
Wits. As you finish casting Identify, you see parts of the page that you're staring at begin to glow. And you can't quite make out what it says, but there's definitely something on the page that's magical.
Okay, Wits is just gonna, when he's done, I guess he'll just pocket the letter and hope at some point we find something, because unless if someone else can do something with it, but I don't think Sybil can. Alright, once he's done, he's gonna... Oh, sorry.
Nope.
Okay, then he's gonna come over and see what Draven had. Yeah, what was in the chest?
There appears to be some sheets of paper, a bottle of ink, and a quill. I don't know if it's anything special or not. I just thought I'd have a magical caster take a look at it. Do either of you know the spell Detect Magic?
I do.
Yeah.
What did you want me to check?
Well, I believe if you cast it, it could tell if anything in the area is magical.
Okay. I guess I'll ritually cast Detect Magic then.
All right. Does anyone want to do anything during that time, or just wait for Sybil?
Yes. Can I take this dagger right here?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I was hoping we could get a Detect Magic off of that
Ah.
and anything else in the area.
Okay.
So maybe don't tuck it away.
Yeah, I'll just leave it there then. Yeah, I guess I won't do anything.
I'm
Okay.
flipping the desk. Grab the knife.
Flipping the desk.
I'm flipping the desk. Wits, better grab that knife.
Wait. Are there any drawers
Grab
in the
that-
desk?
There
Oh
are.
yeah. Oh, you're thinking wet
Wait.
sours.
I had thought about that, like while which was Richard casting Identify, and then I forgot about it until now. Oh yeah, all right.
Oh, I want to do something. I'm gonna, oh god, is that wall still up?
Actually, the stones are there, but it's sort of like crumbled into just piles of rocks.
Alright, I'm just gonna kind of do a little hop over that, if
Yep.
I can.
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna check up under the mattress, see if there's anything good there.
There's nothing under the mattress, but you estimate that his legs probably stuck off the end of the bed.
That's a bit
random-
awkward.
Random fun facts.
Alright,
Alright.
that's all I was doing.
Okay.
Which is gonna look through the drawers of the desk.
This drawer is empty. This drawer has a small key in it.
I will take the key. Wait, Draven didn't even need to pick the lock.
Right on that locker path to see.
Here, let's see. Can I try it on the lock to see if it works on it?
It does.
How about that?
Oh,
Listen, I
And
promise
I'm
you,
flipping the
thieves'
key.
tools are still important.
They,
I
they
don't
are.
know.
They are.
okay. Question: is the lock like built into the chest?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it was like the lock was, or if it was just the latches and it had a lock over like a ring or something like that.
No, it's built into the chest.
Okay, never mind then. I will just keep the key as a souvenir then. And that's all I'm gonna do.
All right. Then Sybil, you finished casting Detect Magic. The dagger does not glow. Appears to just be a normal dagger. The tomahawk that Martus is carrying glows. The pendant that you tucked away glows. And the ink glows, but the paper within the chest does not. Neither does the quill. It's the ink itself that is glowing. And then the paper that Wits is was holding does the same kind of glowing that he saw.
I am going to take can I just take the quill that's in there, dip in the ink and just scribble a little bit on the paper?
All right. As you kind of dip the quill into the ink itself actually looks darker than a normal ink. Almost as if it's just like an absence of anything, just like a void. And as you kind of dip it in and then begin to write, you see what you kind of wrote traced just kind of lightly in this faint black, and then it almost immediately fades as you write.
Boy, we can write invisible stuff now.
If we knew how to get not invisible.
Yeah, but it'd still be good to carry around. Wits is just gonna take the quill and the ink,
All right.
and then he's gonna scurry on over here and take this dagger.
Gotcha.
So you can collect and loot on this one.
Hey, did anybody know what happened to where the book is right now?
Martos
It's
tossed
somewhere
it.
over here. Yeah, it's somewhere
Oh,
over
great.
here.
Is it damaged at all?
No, not
I
really.
don't-
Okay.
A couple
I've
pages
been
are bent,
rereading
but
the
it's
same
fine.
book every single night since we arrived in the swamp, and I want a new one.
Dude,
No
it's
book.
all yours.
I thought you can-
All right, give me till next session. I'll come up with a book title for you.
Even if it was just like a normal book, I still kind of
I'll come up with something that's kind of like in universe and foreshadow something else or something like that.
Okay.
Something cool. But I'm not gonna do it on the spot because I know I'm not capable.
Oh, yeah, Maltos, you still want to flip the table?
You read my mind.
I am stepping away from the table.
All right, Martos, without a giant man standing on top of it, it's a lot easier to flip, and you can flip it right off into the cage below.
Hell yeah, I'm throwing the chair too.
All right, you
Somewhere in this direction.
toss the chair down there. One of the legs splinters off, goes rattling
gamer
against the
chair.
cage.
What else can I throw?
Yeah, you toss all three of his monitors too.
No, not the
Grabbing
monitors.
Fuck them monitors. I'm grabbing the chest. I'm
We
throwing
couldn't take the
chest.
monitors.
Chest is a little bit heavier. You have to kind of drag it a little bit, but you can kind of roll it off the edge.
Alright, what else?
All right,
about the
I need
chest?
to leave myself notes that this stuff is not here anymore,
I have destroyed all of this.
just in case.
Move, Sybil. I'm throwing the dresser. I'm like just gonna tip it over.
All right, yeah, you can tip it over. It'd be harder to just pick it up, but you can tip it over for sure.
Yeah, Marco's strong. Sure, you're not that strong.
Just the aftermath of rage.
Yes. Okay, hold on. Let me just drag his body and plop it in the cage.
Oh
That's
my
fine. What else?
gosh.
Let me grab this torch real fast. And let me throw it on his body. No, is ink flammable?
I
Do
gave
we
you
know
the
this?
I
invisible
don't
ink.
think so.
No, not quite.
Okay, well I'm just gonna throw the torch on him then.
He's not
Hopefully it
particularly
works.
flammable either because he's slick with blood.
God damn it. Hold on, I'm gonna find something. Let me grab this torch now. Had to go back down.
All
to
right,
the
here.
out.
Oh, wait.
I'm gonna grab some bushes.
Hey, wait,
me that
Maltos, come here.
What?
Witch is gonna reach in his coat and pull out a flask of oil and hand it to her.
Oh,
my
this is amazing. Alright. I'm just gonna slam. Hold on, I have to get down here. Let me just plop down here real fast. Okay. Alright, let me drizzle the oil all over him. La 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 la. Let me open this door so I can get out of here. And throwing the Alright. No bodies.
All right.
Okay. gosh, okay.
You know what? I think this needs to be a bigger fire. Oh wait, I can't. Forest gods helped us. I can't pluck no flowers now, can I? Sybil, what are the rules for forest gods?
I don't know. Don't.
Am I
Can I
allowed-
roll? Can I roll a
encourage
religion
you to
check
not
to figure
destroy
that
things.
out, Jay?
I would say Sybil might be able to.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Without any real background in it, I would say it'd be harder for you to make the check, but Sybil probably could.
Okay.
Sybil can at least attempt it, is what I mean.
Let me grab his pillow. And we're gonna toss it in the fire too. Alright, I feel satisfied now.
Let's get
I-
out of here before the
I
fire
lied,
gets
hold
too much
on.
in this.
Let me grab this chair too.
All right, I'm heading out.
We
Yeah.
bonfire.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Couldn't
chair.
enjoy your funeral pyre.
Hold on. Gotta grab this chair.
Probably more dignified than what we had.
Alright, throw that.
Turning
Alright.
everything.
What else?
The desk, the chair, the.
Oh, wait. Everything's on fire down there.
Martos, I must warn you, we are in an enclosed space and fire burns breathable air out of here.
Yeah, there's smoke kind of billowing up and kind of pooling
God.
at the top of the cavern now.
Hurry.
But the cavern is quite tall, so you don't have to duck to get out of it or anything.
I feel safe. I'm rubbing my dirty feet all over his bed.
It'll eventually
Jump
burn out.
down, and I'm satisfied. I think. Wait,
Oh my god.
and let me start this table real fast. Hua! Somewhere over here. Kind of rolls.
Just rolls the table like a big wheel.
The table will not fit inside that door. I cannot make it. All right, we should leave immediately now.
Yeah, let's do that.
Little temper tantrum, but now we are on our way back in.
So happy I had a plastic oil. I didn't know what I was going to use it for, but I guess that's as good a use as any.
Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Okay, before we go, I think we should probably go thank the god of this temple for helping us out.
Should we summon them now?
Yep.
I'm.
Do
Let's
not
fucking
use
do it.
Bad
Wait,
hands.
wait, everyone,
Do
everyone
not
be
use
quiet.
them.
Everyone be quiet. About to go to the mushroom village.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no, not yet.
Almost there.
All right.
Wait, oh.
Next one.
Oh wait, no, I still have my mushrooms.
All right, little hop across onto the large rotating column.
Let me put the disc in.
You place it back in the slot, and it begins to rotate with the vines sort of wrapping around the column and twisting it, bringing you along with it. There you are.
Give me my disc back and running jump.
Runs into Wits and Wits just falls down.
I killed
And
Witz.
Sybil. Okay.
I ran into everybody.
And that's the end of your character's story. You die.
Only
You
Draper survives the
bumped
jump.
into your party member and toppled down an endless chasm.
We both fall because like I was mid jump and she just runs into me.
Move.
Just collided midair like Wile E. Coyote.
Oh my
Alright.
God.
Making your way back down the tunnels, you see the blue glow up ahead of you. And I'm assuming by your silence that you all hush up and make your way quietly through this particular cave. Making your way back along the tunnel towards the large open sanctum where the altar lay.
Like how we're so scared of it, we don't even talk out of character.
No, we're like, I'm not
Okay.
risking it.
Get RP, get RP.
I don't even think it was us trying to RP. I think it was us just being scared to say anything.
Exactly what it was. All right, I will place the mushroom on
In
top.
the hands of the dead.
No, I will bodily stop you from doing that. I do not think that's a good idea.
I'm bigger than you.
I hate to break it to you, Sybil, but I think Martos can get around you pretty easily.
I'm just gonna toss the hands on there.
No!
Kobe.
and then I will get down on my knees and like a little prayer and just respect. We show respect now.
I will swipe the dead hands off the thing
No.
and put my own hands on it.
All right. Sybil, you placed your hands just kind of palm down along the flat, cool stone. And as you do, you feel yourself sort of drift off, almost. And you feel kind of your party members fade from behind you, as if they weren't even really in the room with you. And as they fade away, you begin to hear voices all around you. And the voices kind of speak to you, but some in particular stand out. And now, I could just read this off for you, but that's a little boring, and since it's being told exactly to you in your own brain, if you'd like, you can repeat aloud what you hear from the voices.
Okay.
I'm going to send it to you on Discord. Sounds much better if you're just reading it off as if you knew this all along.
Loostracap is a small blue agaric that gives off a natural blue bioluminescent glow along the cavern halls of the caves it grows in. Sensitive to sound, Loostracap often grows away from civilization. When disturbed either by brushing against it, picking it, or making noise in its vicinity, it will attempt to stop itself from being plucked by sending out a puff of toxic spores. The spores have a very harmful effect on the body when inhaled through the lungs. The Loostracap is a difficult mushroom to harvest, as it requires a multi-step procedure. When plucked, the Loostracap must be cooled for at least an hour in order to stop it from releasing spores. After an hour of cooled storage, the Loostracap mushroom can be grilled over a flame to neutralize the toxic properties, then be brewed into a tea. The resulting mixture will provide those who drink it with a drowsy sensation and vivid dreams of taking or bed.
So the rest of you hear Sybil just sort of begin to just rattle that off aloud as she places her hands on the stone, almost as if she always knew it or if she was just reading it directly off a page. But there's nothing written before her. She's just placing her hands on the stone and just speaking aloud.
Yes, Sybil, but who asked?
I don't know. Okay. So,
And then you hear more voices. And this time, it sounds more like singing.
these particular Loostracap mushrooms retract inherent spores from the cuff of Bowser many years ago. They lived here in silence for quite some time, but within the past 5 years have found annoying noises echoing our caverns. We even saw some humans walk through their cavern, but warded them off with their toxic spores.
And so through this ritual that you've just performed, you not only learn every aspect of this particular plant that you placed upon the altar, but you learned the history of this exact mushroom as well, as it sang it to you.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And
jelly cap and put him on it.
you feel the room kind of return to you, Sybil. And you feel the presence of your party members around you again. And the feeling fades.
Sybil,
Okay.
I do have this bag of cold storage if you would like to take some back with us.
Oh, alright. That sounds like a good idea.
So, Sybil, you now just inherently know that knowledge. It is just ingrained in you now. So you know all about the Loostracap. Its properties, and how to harvest it, as well as the exact history of this particular mushroom that you placed upon the altar.
That is amazing. I think if we put Jellycap on it, my brain would
Yeah.
explode.
Wait. Do you think it just tells us like about what any plant we put on that,
Any plant?
or like
Oh, that's what it says.
Anything that's considered
Oh, well.
plant life.
Oh, so we are finding a weird plant. We just gotta place it on here.
What about the reddish herb you had earlier?
Oh,
Yeah, the
oh
moss.
shit! Yeah, place that. Jay, look
I
at you
place-
using your big brain.
All right. And with the red moss on the upper pedestal, I place my hands on this pedestal again.
All right. The effect kind of returns, but it feels diminished this time. Not nearly as strong as the first time you performed it. And so you learn sort of, it feels like bits and pieces, like a conversation that's just a little bit too far away to hear. And so you get sort of some of the properties of red clot moss, which that name kind of echoes through your mind. Red clot moss is capable of patching up bleeding wounds and coagulating to stop the blood flow when packed into the wound as a poultice. But when you try to sort of stretch your mind out to get the history of this particular red clot, all you just see just black, just nothing. And then you feel the effect again just sort of diminish, and you return to the room. This time feeling sort of a lot of the magic just kind of fade right from you.
Okay. Well, this will come in useful for medicinal purposes.
Yeah, well, we knew that a few minutes ago.
Is the moss alive?
It's just sort of a dried moss.
Okay. So, I suppose that's probably why. Well, this was pretty fascinating, I guess.
Learning thing. And I
So,
got to destroy a whole ass room. That was lovely.
they've been here for 5 years. That's a long time for one swamp with not many people in it. Guess they just place is a.
Chopping it a little bit.
I guess since there's not much law around here, it's a good hideout for them. Anyway,
I went in the middle of a swamp.
not anymore.
Bitches.
Was there anything with the altar?
Oh, we never touched it.
Didn't.
Were you all watching? Because Sybil was facing this stone, but were you all watching the altar when it happened?
I was like kind of prayer stance
Yeah.
around the altar.
Okay,
Martos was
then
in front of it.
Martus, you noticed this when the ritual was going on. There was like a soft glow from inside the eyes of the skull, which faded when Sybil kind of returned to you guys.
I'm glad I didn't take the skull now.
Yeah, we should just leave that
Not,
there.
do not do that. Do not.
No, no.
I'm not taking
No.
it. I'm just gonna. And I pick it up real fast and look at it like close up to my
Oh.
face.
It appears otherwise pretty much unremarkable. Whatever was glowing inside it is not there anymore. It is
How
just
big is it?
an elk skull with large antlers. That's
Can
pretty
I
big,
cast minor illusion to put another one right here?
I suppose.
Oi, Martos, if you want to play with one, there's one there.
Yep, that worked for me. I'm gonna put that down. But oh yeah, I'm gonna go grab it. Oh,
Just pass right through. it.
what the hell?
And
It-
I'm gonna cast it again and put it over here.
Um,
Oh, look, there's another one.
Wow, look at that.
Wits, when I said beast was susceptible to your illusions, I didn't mean Martos.
Let me put my hand through it. Ah, you little fuckers.
I'm putting it again right there. Look, another one.
How the fuck do you roll with advantage? This deserves an advantage now.
Oh.
Yeah. You're definitely
Yeah.
wise to it at this point, Martos. Unless you want to willingly fail them just for RP.
Fuck off, Wits.
Well, it's fun. All right. Well, I could use a drink, so I'm ready to head back to the tavern.
I think we're all really tired out. Ardos? What are you
The skull.
doing?
The skull fascinates me. Like, I know I shouldn't take it, but like something inside me is calling for me to take it. You know what I mean?
Find you a lot of other bones that add to your bone collection.
I guess you're right. All right, let's go.
Yeah, you've already gotten your prerequisite bones from this dungeon.
You have a whole bone staff now.
Got a bone tomahawk.
Certainly.
Bone
Up
tomahawk,
your alley.
skull, man
Tomahawk,
and miscellaneous
bone,
human
tomahawk,
bones. I mean,
You know, that sleight of hand was not good. I did not get that skull.
Oh my god.
the fact that you rolled that was a sleight of hand, honestly.
For the best, Martos. I promise.
I take the skull. I am cursed forever.
The tunnel does extend off on this direction. You can talk out of character, don't worry.
But we
Sybil's just
can't.
making kind of waving sounds in this general direction.
Yeah, let's just
Even-
go over here.
Yeah, you
Making
don't have to-
sounds.
You don't have to stay
Maybe
entirely
it's
silent. You can describe what you're doing.
No. We stay silent.
We know your tricks.
Hey, I was doing a good job of discerning when that was in character versus not.
I know. I'm just messing.
All right, then continuing along the cavern, staying as quiet as you can and not speaking, you eventually see that it opens up into a slightly larger cavern. Not as big as the other ones, but slightly larger.
Wits is just gonna kind of hold his hand out and then cast message to Draven.
I do an excited jig.
Well, it seems like these mushrooms don't affect you, so do you want to go for that? She's already going for it. All right, never mind.
Okay, Martos, and then Sybil, you can see this too. The chest itself is actually a jar, and
Oh.
it's because there's something kind of like shoved into it that's just kind of sticking out of it still. Appears to be just a long wooden staff that's just kind of half in the chest and half sticking out of it.
Well, I'm just gonna take that and do a little shake with it. Show everybody in the party I got it.
All right. You pull out the staff from the chest, and now you can kind of see it a little bit better. It curves off at one end and has sort of these leafy vines wrapped around it, and kind of has this gentle bend to it that is bending because from the end of it dangle a bunch of grapes.
I have a grape stick.
I know, right, Javen?
Draven.
Did I? Wait. Okay, Draven, out of character. You have that coal bag? I thought you said you had it earlier.
Yeah, he's got it.
Okay, Sybil's kind of motioning to you that she's gonna making kind of grabbing motions at the mushroom and then pointing at the bag.
Shit, how do I say this? Out of character, you know how to gather them. Draven doesn't.
She makes kind of a opening motion towards you, and then points at the bag again, a bit more aggressively this time.
Draven's just gonna roll his eyes and hand you the bag.
Sybil uses one hand to hold it and then tries to grab the mushroom with the other.
All right. You're staying silent, so it doesn't really react. You just quickly tug it and pluck it from the ground.
Hey, I've acquired a mushroom. Very nice. What's happening over here?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We don't know either.
I don't.
All right. Continuing along this tunnel, you see sort of an occasional lustercap mushroom growing, but they become a little more sparse. And as you continue along, that you kind of stop seeing them. And eventually, out in front of you, you see the tunnel begin to open up into another large cavern. That's right, folks. We're doing the dungeon backwards.
Oh, I thought this was just gonna be
That's part of the reason why Witch was heading up. but
I was certain this was just going to be. Like,
I figured Jay wouldn't make it that easy.
So, in this room, you see the floor drop off again into another large chasm. But kind of shooting up from the darkness below are these very tall and wide-capped mushrooms. And on the far end of the room, you can see the cliff kind of return, and you actually see some torches lit on the far side. But your side of the cavern is illuminated by what appears to be a lichen growing from the wall that gives off this kind of gentle yellow glow.
well,
Yeah. Jared's gonna step back a bit. Think we could talk around that one?
Well, you can talk about any of them, apparently.
Well, yes, but just to be safe for the rest of you.
Well, Martos looks not dead.
I guess we're doing this then.
So Martos, you jump out onto one of the large, wide-capped mushrooms, and you feel it kind of wobble ever so slightly, and then just kind of come back to a stop as you kind of freeze on top of the mushroom. It holds your weight.
Okay. That one looks small. We're gonna go.
All right.
Ow.
You hop across, and this one also kind of wobbles under your weight, but eventually comes to a stop.
Scared about
I'm heading
bees.
after.
Yeah, I wonder if like some of the mushroom are like you're gonna step on, the others are like nah.
The
Well,
caps are generally kind of sus, so
No,
Jelly's
you
a
want
red cap.
Yeah, well, Jelly isn't 100 feet out of the ground.
Well, not me there. Let me just gently toss one of my javelins on there. That's
just
not heavy enough. Nothing's gonna happen. Fuck it. Full body.
okay. You jump onto it, and this one wobbles as well. This one's kind of a little more rounded on the top, so it's slightly harder to gain your balance, but you regain it, and it slows, holds your weight.
Gonna hug it.
So, but you hop to this one, and the same thing happens. It wobbles slightly and holds your weight.
right.
Hey, we're doing great. Hua!
All right. As you hop, you begin to hear really, really faintly at first, but you hear what eventually comes to be obvious as buzzing from far below you.
Oh fuck! Jump fast!
And as you begin to hop, it begins to grow louder and louder.
Jump fast!
Martos, move!
Fucking book it. Book it. I don't want to find out what the buzzing is. Run.
As you sprint off down the cave, you hear that buzzing grow louder and louder and louder. And then eventually, as you get far enough down the tunnel, it begins to fade again.
Single regular size bee.
And
True fear.
you continue down this narrow tunnel for quite some time until all of a sudden you recognize where you stand.
You motherfuckers.
We know what's down there.
All right, so I need a drink.
Yeah.
I gotta sleep, and I gotta murder, and then I gotta write a love letter. And then I'm done for the day.
Write a love letter because Draven told him you're writing a love letter.
Writing a
Oh,
love letter 'cause we're
foreshadowing.
leaving.
Mhm. I
We're
don't think
leaving
Draven
town.
Draven didn't tell Mardos that in character. I don't think so. That'd be
No.
really work out really well.
All right. So, making your way back along the tunnel, you see it begins to kind of slope upwards again, and you eventually see light out in front of you and emerge back out front of Myrameld's sanctum, and are standing once again in the swamp.
The boat isn't here anymore, is it?
Boat's like here, I think.
Boat's here.
Unless old
Oh.
dude took it.
Yeah.
It is still there.
That's what I assumed.
Oh, what a
Oh,
nice guy. He
nice.
left it for us.
Nice.
And that's where we end the session for today because we're
Yeah,
at almost
okay.
3.5 hours. It's a good spot to wrap up. But yeah, quite an eventful session.
Yeah, great session.
Yeah,
First boss
we're
fight.
dying. I know, we
At
did
our
amazing.
difficulty level.
Yeah, King Taka doesn't count.
I proved I can 1v1 an enemy.
You cannot 1v1 an enemy.
Yes, I did. I won.
No, no.
Yes, I did.
You were gonna die.
No,
Yeah.
to be fair, I have 5
Javelin?
health. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in between now and next session, you guys can level up.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Thank God. Frostbite, get off of my character list. I never want to see you again.
Oh my
So,
god.
3 is usually a good level, so enjoy that.
I forgot to get any of my javelins, which means I only have 2 left now.
Well, at least you have a axe now.
Do have an axe, a magical axe, apparently.
A matching axe to your skull.
Look, I got a whole skull theme going on.
And we gotta
Uh.
redraw Mardos with all our skulls.
Yeah.
Got like a whole skull outfit now.
Skull.
You can make bone armor.
Find some. And
Like
hopefully
actually
we'll go-
though,
I'll get a whole skull theme. It would actually be perfect for her.
Oh, also, whenever we were in like the temple or shrine area, whenever it said the part of it that said most humans don't make it here, I didn't want to ruin the moment. So I didn't say anything, but I was thinking about just like with just like wide-eyed, like, huh? I wasn't supposed to live.
I'm a human.
It's like, wait a minute, I'm
No
a
one else
human.
pays. No one else pays. We're like, eh.
Yeah, between not having dark vision, it would just felt targeted.
It's okay. It's okay. We had Draven's Gate to leave you along.
that was so much fun though.
That was good.
That boss fight was. I was scared not having any spell slots. Like, ugh.
So scared. I was like, we are so fucked. I'm like, we're just all meleeing this at this point. Hey, Wits.
Hey, that's the first time I've ever meleeed since we started. So
I got
Man,
to
we
3
gotta
health,
do
and
something
I was like,
about
I'm
you.
dead.
that's why I was cautious whenever I was like, "Do I want to stab him?" And I'm like, "Well, I can still stab. It just probably won't be very good."
Javelins. They got
But
you.
it's either that or I disengage and he just runs with me again anyway. So might as well stab.
Oh, by the way, I noticed since you didn't like tell me how well you're doing in terms of points or even is it like just are you not supposed to do that in combat, like refer to yourself with points? Or you're supposed to just do like I'm bloody or I'm not bloody?
Yeah. It's
yeah,
it's not a hard and fast rule. It's not like I would be like, oh, don't say that or anything like that. It's just typically it helps kind of like stay immersed when you're not dealing with like too many numbers necessarily.
Okay.
Which is why it's just better to kind of be like, I'm bloody if you think you need some healing and you're kind of below that threshold. Is a good way to just kind of keep it less like numberish and very like out of character.
Pre-death.
Yeah,
It's
I'll say
death.
bloody to mean like half health.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
like
that's
if
what
I'm
happened.
like quarter health or something, I'll say like very bloody or like very wounded, something like that.
Or if you have
Right.
1 health, you say I'm hemorrhaging.
I'm about to die.
Dead. I'm dead at this point.
So when you start putting on the
See a
wounded
bright
character
light.
voice.
Yeah. The light is fading.
I would have
God.
loved to just not pop the health potion right there just to see.
I hope sometime soon you run into a problem where like you really need that health potion, and you're just reminded.
I mean, to be fair, if there was any real time to use it, I guess it really was there. Because even though it did work out, it could have easily not worked out.
I wish it
So-
didn't work out.
All
You would have been
all
safe. You would have been fine.
Just miss a few attack rolls, and that could have been.
I'd be at 1 health and I'd be like, Seville?
Hold on.
Seville?
Oh gosh.
Please, Sabith, please.
Seriously though, thank God for the healing. Like that isn't a spell. Healing action that isn't a spell. That thing is a literal lifesaver.
Bomb of the Summer Court. Does come
I
in
am
clutch.
so glad I took Circle of Dreams.
It's a cool subclass. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very flavorful too.
And now it's going to be spicy time till we get to level 3. Even spicier than before.
I get to pick a path now, and I have no idea which one I want.
I can turn invisible now.
Oh boy, that is gonna lead to so many
Yeah.
fun situations.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
many
I
horrible
cannot wait
moments
to
are
go
gonna
to
come
the
from
city
this.
and do sketchy stuff with. Oh my god.
We're just gonna just burn down the city and be like, oh, there goes another one. We gotta join the others.
And yes, every time I turn invisible, I will just go.
Wow. Yes.
All right.
Uh,
Go ahead.
I was just talking. I can't decide on my next spell. I don't know if I should get Absorb Elements or. I was thinking about kind of maybe Long Strider because I like being fast.
Yeah, up to you. I think you'll find use for both of them.
Well, I had made this mistake. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it about me just not picking enough spells because I realized I was supposed to have more. Which the only reason I was even able to use Identify was because I don't have to have it prepared to cast it ritually. But yeah,
Tainted
one of the
Ground
ones.
was being a little bit weird for you.
Actually, no, it wasn't. Where it said I could pick more. That was just the prepared ones. I just
Right.
can't read apparently.
Okay,
So it does show the correct amount. I just can't read.
gotcha.
But one of the ones I did pick was Expedious Retreat.
Hmm.
So I'll just touch Draven, and Draven will be able to with Long Strider.
I'm like jump
This
into this.
this becomes Flash.
Hey, that's a self,
Oh, it is a self. Never mind. I forgot.
but it's still.
Still a good one. The more mobile a wizard is, it can really help you out sometimes.
Trying to rack up some more bonus actions because the only one I have I can't even use. So
But yeah, so next session, unless it changes for anybody, next Wednesday.
Hey.
Same time, same place.
Wait a minute.
I'll be good.
And if anything changes,
You guys
just
should
let
be
me
able
know.
to do that. I'm gonna be in New Jersey. But I will also be in a hotel room where I'm gonna be able to do it. So
Yeah, well, if anything does change, just let me know. It's all right. But yeah, we'll say next Wednesday then.
Nice.
So once again, we're taking another week off of Seas of Sand, so there'll be no stream Friday, unfortunately. But that's all right because I my schedule kind of busied up anyway. I probably could have still done it, but it's fine that it's a little busy anyway. So we'll just resume. Actually, now my schedule is kind of after that. It will be a little empty for streams, huh? Because Hearth and Home ended. So we'll have to get Silver Song up as soon as possible then.
Yeah. Looking forward
Looking
to that.
forward to
one.
that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. It all kind of came together really well, and I'm pretty happy with how it did. So I think it'll be a cool one. So look forward to that in the future. Still have a little bit of working out stuff to do with them, and a few art assets need finishing up. But other than that, it should come within the month for sure. But I'm gonna try to get it as soon as possible, up and going.
Art
Yeah.
assets should be finished soon too.
Okay, good to know.
Oh,
So yeah, look forward to that. I'll make an announcement on Twitter at Grand Lorian. There's a link to it in the about, and then also on the Discord, which anybody can join if they're in the chat and feel like they want to. We have channels for talking about the campaigns. Beat you to it, and channels for memes, channels for fan art, all sorts of stuff. So take a peek at that if you're ever interested. It's not just for players; it's for anybody who wants to join. We have a link to the World Anvil there, which Luno got for everybody. Exclamation mark lore. It's basically just a wiki, and we'll show you all sorts of interesting information about the world, the lore of the worlds, deities, factions, all sorts of stuff. So take a peek at that if you're interested in the living world that all of the campaigns I run on this channel take place in. Other than that, we also have a archive channel, so you can take a peek at that. If you ever miss a stream up here, it's gone and you want to find it, or if you want to go back and watch earlier streams, earlier sessions in a campaign that you may have missed, then check out that YouTube channel. There's a link in the about section as well. And it has the full archive of everything I've streamed, with the exception of a couple sessions here and there that had some errors and got skipped, but pretty much everything's there, so take a peek. Definitely everything for this campaign is there. So check that out if you ever miss something. Other than that, that's about it. So everybody, have a good night, and I will see you guys later. Keep your eyes peeled for any announcements in case I get that working. We're still eventually going to have the one shot for Class of Crows. There was just some busy schedule stuff, so we had to hold off on it, but it will happen eventually. So keep your eyes peeled for that too. Other than that, have a good night.
Good night.
Boy.